tasty. Tasty, tasty. Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I hope you're having a really good Sunday wherever you are, guys. Looks like Captain Reed was first. Thank you very much, Captain Reed, for being first today. Anonymous Biker's here as well. So is True Blaze, so is Rue, so is Ballboy, so is Nidoid, so is Mr. Gimp. Mr. Gimp, thank you so much for your help yesterday. I appreciate it. Anonymous Biker's here as well, so is Chartered Music. Dentist is here as well. Hey man, good to see you. Anaki's here as well. Hey Anarchy. Anonymous Spike is asking Mr. Gimp if he's got anything decent from a Destiny raid, I think. Snicket subscribed for 23 months. Dude, thank you so much. Almost 2 PT birthdays there. Yeah. Looks really good. Void Media, thank you so much for 27 months of subs as well. Good evening, Jay and chat. I can finally catch a stream again now I'm back from holiday. Hope everyone is having a lovely long weekend. Well, welcome back from holiday. Hope you had a great time. GDC's here as well. Ergo KB's here as well. Who else have we got? Charlotte Kutis is here as well. Loving the hat. Thanks, man. Thanks. Ojam's here too. Mr. Gimp as well. Sorry, we've already said Mr. Gimp. Sullivan as well. Storsless is here as well. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate every single one of you being here. Today's going to be kind of an interesting stream because I've got something today that I'm not sure about. So we've tentatively agreed to be a vendor for something, but it's one of those deals that sounds too good to be true. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit of time. We'll see how we get on with that. It'll be interesting to say the least, I think. In terms of PT news, let's start with PT news. So first and foremost, we're still waiting on next shipment. It's supposed to arrive in port today, but with it being bank holiday weekend here in the UK, I won't get an update until Tuesday at the earliest. So even if it's arrived in port today, I won't find out anything until Tuesday, which is when the office is technically reopened. So we'll see how that goes. Realistically, I expect that we'll probably start to get the shipment in at PTHQ around the 6th of June, I think, something like that. I think that's Friday the 6th of June? Friday the 7th of June. That's kind of when I'm expecting, either that Friday or early the next week, which feels like a lifetime away, but it'll come around very quickly. Until that point, PT's in quite a good space at the minute. We're pretty quiet, which has allowed us to do a load of stuff in the background that we haven't had a chance to do for a long time, which is good. Like things like sorting out random bits and pieces lying around the workshop. And I think those of you in the SPC might have seen Mel post up some stuff that we found that's just lying around gathering dust that people might be interested in at a lower price as well. So yeah. It's one of those things. We're in a quite good space. That means in-stock orders are pretty much shipping out usually like within a couple of hours of us opening the next day. If you order like now, we won't open it until Tuesday, of course, but it'll probably all ship out within like the first couple of hours on Tuesday or something. So we pretty much, and then for the rest of the day, we'll be literally packing orders as they come in. So there'll be like a 20-30 minute wait between you clicking buy and as actually having your order shipped and you getting your tracking number. So yeah, it's going to be pretty good until the shipment arrives. It's going to be nice and steady away. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And it also means that the workshop is tidier than it's been in a long time. So is the office downstairs, and so is the office upstairs. It means I actually got time to spend on my office as well. So the other day, I actually finally made all of the cork inserts for these drawers as well, which is quite cool. So things don't move around any longer in there. When I open the drawers a little bit too forcefully, they all kind of stay nice and snug as well. So it's pretty cool. Toma, thank you, or Torma, thank you so much for the Prime sub, dude. We're now at 222 subs out of 230 subs. If we hit 230 during the stream today, we will play marbles and we will give away some free GMK sets as well. So please do look out for that. You love that desk mat? Dude, this was one that Mel found in the workshop the other day, just lying around unclaimed and whatever, so I picked it up and shoved it on my desk, so yeah. Telvin, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. I thoroughly appreciate those, dude. Thank you so much. That gets us just 3 shy of playing marbles for some GMK today. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. And congratulations to Vinayan, Oi Hater, Baby Soda, Rhinus, and Pixelines as well. So congratulations, guys. RL Keeps is here as well. Incredible says, grab multiple of those bits. Happy to rescue B-Stock. Yeah, like, I mean, it's stuff that will likely go in the landfill if we don't, you know, if we don't sell it or whatever, or do something with it. And I'd rather some people pick up something that's got like a single key missing, rather than it go in the bin. So yeah, Angry Swan, thank you so much for the gift subs as well. We are at 230 subs, so there we go. That is it. We'll play some marbles towards the end of the stream and give away some free GMK stuff. So keep watching for that, and we'll do that towards the end of the stream. So Gaming Taylor, Wild Camper, and Shibi Shu, congratulations. SPC steals from Meg. You mean Mel? You mean Mel? Yeah. SPC rockets. Yeah. So yeah. So that's pretty much where we're at. The workshop's never been tidier, or it hasn't been since we moved into this building, which is nearly 2 years ago now. So yeah, it's been kind of crazy, and we'll see how the shipment comes when it arrives. So just catching up in terms of stuff that's on the website right now. Let me flick over to here. So this is the website. Just want to call a couple of things out. We've now got pre-orders back open for all of the HiexaKeys and Neo products. So QK100s, QK75s, Neo 80s, Neo 70s, Neo 65s, and of course the Neo Ergo as well, which is selling really well. It's quite possibly the most popular board we've had this year. So do check those out as well. Of course, we've always got group buys live as well. Not too many, but a couple that I want to call out is JGW play trays. And of course, all of the GMKs as well. The T9 isn't too far away from ending. Now, this is not sold as well as I expected it to. We built a T9 on stream a little while ago. It's this cool, retro-inspired, amazing-looking thing. If you guys are sleeping on this, I guarantee you're going to regret it, but it is what it is. And then finally, in terms of in stock, I just want to call you out that we have the discount sale area of the website now, so you can click on here and you can see all of the stuff that we've got on sale. There's quite a few things that are pretty cheap right now, including switches and, of course, the Mercury 65. So if you haven't seen this, the Mercury 65 fully anodized aluminium case, it's now just £125 plus VAT. So in the UK, it's 150 quid, 62% off retail. Bargain, absolute bargain. Full aluminium keyboard for 150 quid, limited edition, brass badge, wildly cool engravings. There you go. It's pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, let's turn that off. I don't want to spend all day advertising to you guys. You did correct. Yeah, I saw you corrected. Yeah, imagine buying a Neo keyboard. I would never. Has bought two 80s, a 70, and an Ergo. Nice. I picked up the black engraved play tray. Well, hyped for it. Yeah, so I used the play tray 01, the original play tray, constantly on my desk. It's something that barely ever leaves my desk, and I'm very excited for the second round. Although I'm going to do something a little bit different to what everyone else is doing. So everyone else is going to use this part here, like I am here for like screws and stuff like that, but because the new one has a lid, I'm going to use it for lube, so I'm not getting that massive tub of lube out on the stream every week. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. The Neo Ergo does feel like a no-brainer, dude. Like if you've ever wanted to try an Alice, it's or that type of layout, I know it's not identical, but it's a no-brainer. As you say, it is literally a no-brainer. Waiting for payday to pick up a T9, dude. Yeah, like it's so good as a T9. Like I'm buying one. I'm buying one in the cream colorway because I really like it. I've got the kind of like pre-release like prototype unit, which is fine, but it has some issues that aren't going to be in the retail ones. So yeah. Alvy's here as well. It says Mercury 65 for 150 quid, including VAT, is wild value. Absolutely, yeah. Did you find loads of random desk mats in stock? I managed to get a Stargaze one. I was sure that was stock. Yeah, so we found a load of stuff that was on the shelves that we'd held back for one reason or another, and yeah, a load of things dripped into stock. There was a couple of GMK sets that it happened to as well, and just little bits and pieces just dropped into stock. And that's going to continue over the next couple of days as well, because we've still got a fair few things to go through as well. If my car hadn't become a money pit this week, I had 2 Neos planned, maybe next month. Dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I can appreciate that could be hard. Hey, if you maybe we can do a trade deal. If you drag me through every single bit of Destiny content, maybe I can hook you up with a Neo. How about that? Because I'm far behind and I'm struggling. Like I tried a mission today. So for those of you who don't know, I love Destiny, but I haven't had the time to play it for a couple of years now properly. And I'm determined for the final expansion in a couple of weeks' time to get back into the game and to play it properly and to do it justice. So I've spent about 8 hours over the past 4 days playing Destiny, which for me is more than I've played any video game in the past 12 months, which is it's a big deal. But I'm so rusty. I tried to do a mission and the mission was rated like way beneath what I like the power level that I'm at. And my agility in the game is gone. My thumb skill, because I play on a controller, my thumb skill is gone. I can't aim. I can't shoot. I'm so struggling. And this mission that I know that I would have been able to do just fine 3 or 4 years ago, and I played the game religiously, I really struggled with. Like I died like 4 times, and I gave up and it's just a story mission. It's just a campaign mission. It's not even anything major. It's just a campaign mission. So, yeah. Yeah, car insurance renewal. Oof. Yeah, I know it's a really good time to buy at the minute. Is the play tray a sort of fidget accessory as well as a screw holder? Yeah, like if you didn't see mine, like it comes with like a ball bearing and you can buy additional ones. and I'm constantly doing this on my desk. Like when I'm thinking, like this, it usually lives here, and I'll just flick it around almost like a cat would when I'm thinking about stuff. So yeah. Will you hate me if I group buy stuff knowing that I'll move address next month? No, dude, we have a change of address process. That's more than fine. That's not a problem. Not sure if you know or are allowed to say, but do you know if the Neo Ergo will have further rounds like that other buds? It all depends on the popularity RL keeps. So if things keep being produced, then we can keep running pre-orders. That's why we've got the Neo 80 pre-order, the QK65, and all of those kind of things going as well. So maybe. Like I think there's a good chance it will come back, but whether all of the colours come back or whether things are changed, I can't say for certain. So yeah. The only thing I can say and almost guarantee is like I would advise to order early to avoid disappointment, right? Like this is the big thing that happens a lot of the time. People say, oh, I wanted to buy this, and you no longer sell it, or it's sold out, or it's not available, or whatever. It's like, well, I don't know what to say. Like, you know, so order early to avoid disappointment. Yeah. Not yet decided to config, but I think I'm going to have to buy in the Ergo. Nice, yes. Missed whole of the Destiny 2 saga. Oh man. So like I'm just genuinely struggling getting back into it. It didn't help that over the weekend I was playing on my TV and I'm sat like 3 meters away from the TV and I'm laid back, and I think if I play it here at my desk, which is why my Xbox controller is just here at the PC, and play on Steam this way, I suspect I'll do a lot better. Because like there's the TV's never great for playing like shooters on and stuff like that. For like some things it's fine, but for the shooters it wasn't like something that I really particularly good. Jelly and I will get you through just stuff just for the pleasure of playing with you. Like dude, like it's not a carry. It's like I'm on a stretcher and you're dragging me through it all. That's how bad it is. A controller, yeah. So I'm a boomer, so like, well, I'm not, but I'm a millennial. But I grew up with controllers. I didn't have a PC until I was in college, so until I was like 17 years old. But I'd had a PS1 and I bought a PS2 in college, and controller was kind of my life. So it's just what I'm familiar and more comfortable with. So yeah, like I struggle with keyboard and mouse. Like my aiming with mouse is just terrible. Like a lot of games I can play with keyboard and mouse, like RTS games and stuff like that, which I do from time to time. But when it comes to something like a shooter, I get outclassed when it comes to keyboard and mouse, and I just cannot keep up. Whereas when I play on controller on the PS5, in Crucible, or historically, I would have done pretty well. I've been to the Lighthouse multiple times and flawless and stuff. I'm hoping that a lot of that skill comes back, but we'll see. Definitely looks like a good little fidget toy. No wonder they engraved the cat into it. Absolutely. Like DCS Reaper novelties. Yeah. True, it's a month. This month is a rough month for group buys. Looking to pick up Grizzly Ski Data and the T9. Expensive month. Hello there. Where's my footstool? Why is my footstool all the way under the desk here? Hold on. I'm having to like crawl under the desk here. Right, okay. It's the age 2 when I lost my epic gamer skills. 37. Need more RGB, I think. Also a dirty controller PC play. Hey man, it's not dirty if it works, right? It's not dirty if it works. Good evening, Jay. Happy Sunday. Hey man, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Right, okay. So that's that. We are going to do some discount codes as well today. So I'm just going to drop some into chat. And I thought we'd have a bit of fun with this today. If there's anything that people are looking at that's in stock that doesn't already have a discount on it, and you'd like to get a little discount, post a suggestion in chat if you've got something in your basket you're thinking about buying. And I'll randomly check during the stream, and I'll see if there's something I can do for you. Might not be a lot, it'll vary from product to product, but if there's something you'd like a discount on, ask in chat, and if I can do it, I will. How about that today? So I'll let you guys have a think about what you'd like. I'll keep checking back into chat, and yeah, if there's something you want a discount on, and I can give it, maybe we'll do that. We'll see how it goes. Okay, right, let's crack on with the build stream, because I'm conscious of... So the Mia is one thing I couldn't give a discount on, because we bought those because of the Rama drama, and So if you don't know, there was a macro pad for GMK Botanical that we sold through RamaWorks for, well, PT sold on behalf of RamaWorks to match the key set, and Rama has not delivered on those. They have not been produced, they've not been manufactured, and we ordered a fair few of them, as you can imagine. So because effectively we paid for them twice, because then 3 years later we've now paid Hebe to produce them for us, we can't offer a discount on them because we've had to pay twice for the same product effectively. Well, although the mirror is slightly different, it's the same kind of idea, but we've effectively paid twice to be able to fulfill those orders for customers who wanted to keep them. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to offer a discount on them yet, but there are plenty of things we can offer a discount on, so feel free to ask. Right, okay, I do have one keyboard chore before we get started with the build today. And those of you might remember, last week I was boxing up some keycap sets and I ran out of tubs. So I now have another tub. I've got my trusty label maker, and we're going to have a look at GMK Retro Muted, which is still sealed. And we're going to put this on into a tub. GMK Retro Muted. Still drama happening for Foundation and Jags. Yeah, so there is a lot of stuff from Rama that we can't get at the minute. I can give you a list in a second. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so right now, bear in mind that we bought all of these in 2021. Between May 2021 and October 2021, we haven't purchased anything through RamaWorks since October 2021. I'm looking at a spreadsheet at the minute, and right now we are still waiting for GMK Earth Tones Rama caps, GMK Jags Rama caps, GMK Foundation Rama caps, GMK Stargaze Rama caps, GMK Lazurite Rama caps, and the GMK Red Alert, but only the brass ones. We did get the aluminium ones about 6 months ago, and I heard that other vendors have had their brass ones. We've had no brass ones. Rama has not replied to my last number of emails. I don't want to lie on this one, so I'm going to actually check and see how many emails it is since Rama last replied to me. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. It is... Rama's last reply to me was June the 29th, 2023. June the 29th, 2023. Since then, he has had 11 emails, which I've had no response to. Absolutely no response to. It's very frustrating. My last email was actually on the 24th of May, so Friday just gone. He's basically had one a month, and he's not responded to any of them. And you know what? I'm gonna read this out to you, because why not? This is my email to Rama, word for word. Dear Rama, I am writing to you once again concerning the urgent and outstanding matter of the cancellation and refund of specific orders. Due to the delay, just to clarify here, I've asked for a refund for them so I can refund the customers. Despite my numerous attempts to engage and resolve this issue over the past several months, I have not received any response or acknowledgement from your side. Indeed, I can see that all the vendors have received the Red Alert brass artisans except Prototypist, which seems very pointed. As such, this email serves as a final notice. If we do not receive a satisfactory response and confirmation of the cancellation and refund process, or all outstanding orders shipped within the next 5 working days, we'll be left with no option but to pursue further action and to protect our interests and those of our customers. This may include, but is not limited to, seeking legal recourse and filing formal complaints with relevant consumer protection agencies. There are a few in Australia we could reach out to. Our primary goal remains an amicable resolution to this matter. However, the continued lack of communication and action has forced us to consider these steps. I strongly urge you to treat this matter with the utmost urgency and provide the necessary details to process the cancellations and refunds immediately. Please confirm receipt of this email and outline the steps you will take to address this issue within the specified time frame. Thank you for your immediate attention to this matter. Jay. So, that's the kind of situation I have with Rama. That is literally the last email I sent him, and that went on Friday at 3 p.m. Well, 2:58 p.m., but just about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's a really frustrating situation because I want customers to get what they've paid for. And sometimes things go like this, unfortunately. His CNC machines became sentient and exchanged harsh words with him. He's shaken and afraid and refused to CNC more artisans. I don't know how much I can say. At one point, I would be worried about getting into trouble for this, but do you know what the worst part about this is? The worst part about this is his manufacturer actually reached out to me and asked me. I'm not going to say who it was for protection reasons and all that kind of stuff, but his manufacturer actually reached out to me and asked if I'd want to pay for them again directly from them rather than through RamaWorks, because they got a load of stock that was sat unpaid for. So Rama had ordered production, taken money from vendors, and not produced them. At the time when I last spoke to them, they did confirm that the brass artisans had been made, but a lot of the other ones hadn't. So yeah, it's got to the point where I don't care about like keeping commercial sensitive stuff now. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not breaking a contract because that contract's already been broken. These were supposed to be delivered within 9 months. Maybe you can forgive 18 months with COVID, which is still crap, but it's now 3 years. So at this point, I am pretty much over keeping it as a commercial interest. It's a great copy pasta, yeah. Such a strong-worded mail. Have a little heart, will you? The poor man had to sell his cars, now his house. Yeah, I saw his house is up for sale. It's actually up for sale for 3 times what he paid for it. 3 times what he paid for it. Did anyone buy their molds? So no, they're CNC caps, so they're not molded. Yeah, so yeah, they're just milled from aluminium, and the designs are just the standard cherry designs for the most part as well. Yeah. Do you know what the worst part about it is? Is that the community has turned against Rama so much that I must have £50,000 worth of artisans downstairs in a drawer, and because of this, we can't sell them because the sentiment has turned so far against Rama. We bought these on good faith and we bought them as extras. Don't get me wrong, we do sell some still, but not as many as we used to, and not as many as we do other brands of artisan. Because of the sentiment against Rama, people don't want to support his work. What they fail to realize though is that we've already supported him by buying the stock 3 years ago, and now we're struggling to sell it. Excuse me. So yeah. Any discounts today, says Shulan? Yeah, if you can think of something you'd like a discount on, let me know in chat, and if I can make a discount on it, I'll make a discount on it. We're not doing a specific one, so yeah. No way the house sells for that price. I mean, have you seen it? I wouldn't. I mean, it's not. I like industrial, but that is not my style. So I don't know. I don't know what the market's like in Australia. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. The cake molds are being sold by the manufacturer. Oh, I don't know about the cake molds. I wasn't involved in that. We didn't sell the HiexaKey caps, and I'm kind of glad we didn't now, because we did ask at the time if we could, and Rama was like, "Oh yeah, you could sell them for the second round. We want the first round to be just RamaWorks and stuff like that." And I'm kind of glad we didn't sell them. Can you join me? Yeah, sure. Trueblaze, drop me an email if you want to pick up with it. Yeah, drop me an email. Speaking of brass rammers in the basement, any red alert alu available? No, we did sell out of those, unfortunately. So we did get the ones that we'd ordered, and they did arrive, and they sold out when we put them in. Ripped my red alert rammers. First you didn't deliver, then my keyboard folded. Guess they're never coming. KW, dude. Like if we can get them, we will deliver them. If not, we will refund them. Like I just need to know either way what's happening, and the lack of response makes it really hard to do that from Rama. So. Yeah. The Rama artisans are listed on PT, yeah. So you can still buy them. Hold on, I'll show you. So if you go to in-stock products and then down to artisans, anything that we've got in stock that's Rama will be on here. Like they actually sent the Moonlight ones not so long back. These are some of the brass ones as well. So these are in stock. So you can still buy them. Like we still have Rama products in stock and available. We've got what have we got? Rama Jim K Agent 01, the Egyptus ones. You know, we've got quite a few. Deepwell, the Metropolis ones, the Peaches and Cream ones. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of them still. The Wasabi ones, I'm surprised that they never sold, to be honest. Blurple, you know, we have got quite a few, but yeah, it's a frustrating situation all round. It really is. Dual shot artisans were Rama, right? I missed out on the D, but now I have a sour taste and looking for them. Yeah, and this is the thing, ball boy. This is the thing that I'm trying to say. Like, I get that people have got a sour taste about buying them, but if they're in stock with a vendor that's not Rama, so if you find them on Omnitype, for example, do consider supporting Omnitype if that's the cap that you want, because the Rama has already had that support. He's already had that support, and now it's just the vendors that are losing out on the sales because they've got stock that's tagged with the RamaWorks logo or name, and people now don't want to buy from us because they see Rama as this negative entity, and that's not fair on the vendors. I'm not specifically talking about PT, I'm talking about all the vendors who have stock of Rama caps, because they paid a lot of money. Like, the markup on Rama caps was never great. He was making all of the profit, and we were basically just selling them as a tick over project to keep people interested in the GMK sets, right? Because they were popular. We were, after we paid for shipping from Australia to the UK, we were making like 50p, 60p a cap. It was next to nothing. We were losing money by the time we put it in an envelope. So they were basically a loss leader to help us sell more key sets and things. And we are then stuck with a whole raft of extras to try and make that shipping price more accommodating. You know, if we sold 20 in a group buy and the shipping's $100 from Rama, you know, and we're making 50, 60p a cap, we need to sell, you know, we buy a load of extras to make that shipping cost worthwhile, if that makes sense. But then we're in a situation, all the vendors do this, where you're just holding on to the caps for no reason. So, yeah. So do consider that. Do consider it. So yeah, I sold my thermal right before it shipped, and I bought a Ven to experience the same mounting style. That's pissed off was. I get it. I do get it. I get it. It's a frustrating situation all around, and I apologize for anyone affected. I really do. So yeah, maybe we'll do a thing that we would just do 50%. Fuck it. Do you know what? I'm just gonna do, like, just for stream now. If you guys want like a code for something specific, ask for it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a code right now for anything off of 50% off in-stock artisans. Just I'm gonna do that. Because it's just so frustrating, and it might make it more accommodating to you guys. Unfortunately, I can't just specify Rama caps in this, but it has to. I can only specify artisans because that's how we tag them in the back end. Okay, cool. So the code streaming artisan will get you 50% off any in-stock artisan. And I'll put a link in there as well. Hold on, I'll drop it all in the chat. There you go. Go have fun with that, guys. Go have fun with that. And if there's anything you want a discount on, if there's something in your basket that you're considering buying, drop a message in chat, and if I see it, I'll see if I can drop a discount on that as well. No guarantees, but if I can, I will do. Fuck it, dude. Yeah, sorry. I apologize for my French. Randall Bolts, thank you so much for the 8 months of subs. I hope you had a great weekend. It's been a good weekend. Yeah, thank you for asking, man. I took the dog out for a walk yesterday. Did a little bit of shopping with the wife, and then today watched the F1. So yeah. Alex Otos, thank you so much, dude, for the raid. I thoroughly appreciate you. Thank you so much for popping by. 271 people with you. Thank you very much for watching. We've literally just put a discount on our website. 50% off any in-stock artisan by using the code STREAMINGARTISAN. So if you're interested in some artisans, guys, feel free to come and pick some up. Alex, what were you building today? Usually I watch your stream whilst I'm prepping for my stream, and today I'm really sorry, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. It'll be on my list of things to watch tomorrow. So let me know what you were building today. I'm excited to see that. The artisans are still good quality. In terms of the actual product, yeah. In terms of the whole Rama drama situation, it's a bit crap, to say the least. Farius, hey Jay, been away from the hobby for a while. Sorry to hear how much has been going sour lately. Hey, thank you so much, Farius, for being here. It's great to see you around again. A blast from the past name. Yeah, like the hobby has had issues with vendors going south, left, right, and center, and I can't remember. Sometimes, how do I word this? Sometimes I don't remember why I get into the hobby, but seeing guys like you come back, or people like you come back to the stream after a time away, that makes it all worthwhile. Feels cheesy asking, but a wafer thin discount on GMK Nightshade or Vaporwave would be amazing. I can probably do a 5% discount on those. let me see if I can do that. What sets was that? Nightshade and Vapor. Okay, I can probably do like a 5% discount on those. Incredible. Thank you so much, Agunaloose, for following. I appreciate that. We're just doing some discounts on the website. So that was Vaporwave. It'll only be on the base kits, I'm afraid, guys. Because, oh, it's not spelled why can I not find this? In stock, base, done. Okay. And the other one was Nightshade. In stock, GK Nightshade, done. Okay, cool. So for those of you who are interested, that code there that I've posted will get you a discount of 5% on GMK Nightshade or GMK Vaporwave. Let's show you those sets. So you can get 50% off any artisan that's in stock right now, which is all these artisans that we have on the page. And where is it? In stock, GMK keycaps and Nightshade and Vaporwave. So here's Vaporwave. There is 5% off this base kit right now. So there you go, 5% off that. UK ISO in base as well, guys. UK ISO in base. And it was 5% off of, what was the other one we did? Nightshade. Where's Nightshade? There it is. 5% off Nightshade, which also has UK ISO in base. If that didn't tell you anything enough. There you go. So yeah. So that's there is the Rama drama situation, and that's kind of how it is, I'm afraid. Yeah, snapped up a botanical artisan. Nice, thanks, man. Aguna Loose, hey man, Jay, been a minute since I caught up on stream. Got an office stream setup vid. Your new spot looks dope compared to when I last got you. Thanks, man. I don't particularly. It just kind of changed over the course of a few weeks of streaming. So yeah, it's just changed over time. But basically what's happened is I've moved all of my collections of stuff from home to here as well. So all of my watch collection, my pen collection, all of that is kind of like here as well. And I now have these drawers behind me, which house keyboards left, right, and center. So this is a lot of my personal collection, just housed in these drawers. Like, there's a lot of keyboards in these. So yeah. Nightshade Accent ISO. Buy one of the TIK enters and use one of those. Jay Keed and Rama will be smooching in the same prison. I think Jay Keed went bankrupt as well. And then Captus keycaps cost me tens of thousands of dollars. Mexican Code cost me tens of thousands of dollars. My keyboard didn't cost me tens of thousands of dollars particularly, but they failed to pay out a significant chunk of royalties from a project that ran 4 years ago. So the original JO2s that we ran with them, yeah, I never got paid out for those. Paid all the designer and everything out for them, never got paid out for them. So yeah. Alps Caedroia, nice. That's a great looking board. What about a discount on GMK Metropolis R2? Rue, I can add that to the 5% one. Yeah. Let me do that now. So if you want to use the Metropolis, so for Metropolis, you can use the 5% one. Metropolis base, in stock Metropolis base. Do you know what? I can add it to the Midnight base as well on that one. There you go. There you go, Rue. The same code, Stream Night Vapor. That will get you 5% off GMK Vaporwave, GMK Nightshade, or GMK Metropolis. Why can I never type when people are watching? So there you go. I was umming and ahhing about ending up panic choosing Nightshade, so don't miss out on that. You're a star. No worries, man. No worries. It's a big hit to the hobby, even if it's not costing you personally, I feel. Yeah, like a lot of it doesn't affect me personally, more than the fact that I own the company that then ends up having to bail companies out. Like with Captus Keycaps, they just sent all of their customers an email saying, are you okay if Jay fulfills your orders for you rather than us fulfilling them in the USA? Of course, the customer said yes, but he never asked me if that was okay. He just did that and then sent me the list and said, and in fact, the email. So, yeah, the company's bankrupt, so I feel like this isn't covered under any NDA anymore. Let me see if I can find the email from Cactus. Okay, I'm gonna share this with you guys. I'm going to share this. So I didn't share it a while back because things were ongoing, but okay, so this is how bad it gets. This is how bad it gets. This is the email I got from Cactus, okay? Let me zoom in a little bit, make this a little bit bigger so you guys can actually read it. Dear Jay, I hope this message finds you in good spirits. It did not find me in good spirits. Following our recent discussions, there were none, Cactus Keycaps is forwarding the shipping data for our customers who have consented to have their GMK oiler collection shipped by Prototypist Keyboards Limited. Okay, great. Never asked me if that was okay. Just sent me a list of customer data. This is in line with our commitment to ensure timely delivery of orders under the current circumstances. So that's basically saying, Jay, I'm really sorry. I can't ship this shit. You're going to have to do it for me. Here's all the data. Attached, you will find data for customers who have explicitly agreed to this arrangement. This transfer is intended solely to facilitate the shipping process, ensuring that our customers receive their orders as efficiently as possible. So you've told these customers I'm going to ship it to them, and now you're sending me the list of data, so I now have no choice but to ship this to the customers whether I wanted to or not. I would have done it if he'd have asked, but he didn't. He just assumed that I would. We wish to make it clear, this is the kicker, we wish to make it clear that this sharing of customer data does not represent a purchase order, an assignment, or a request for Prototypist Keyboards to assume any responsibilities related to the sales or fulfillment of orders on behalf of Cactus Keycaps. Well, that's a downright lie, because by sending me this and telling your customers I'm going to ship it out, you are making me assume your responsibilities. So that's a downright lie. Additionally, this action should not be construed as admission of liability or as an invitation for legal actions against Cactus Keycaps. This is the type of shit you have to deal with when you're a vendor. We appreciate the cooperation and support from Prototypist Limited in these exceptional circumstances and trust that this collaboration will result in a positive outcome for our customers. In other words, Jay, I fucked up and I really need you to ship these out to our customers. Please, can you do it? That's how bad this shit is. That's what I get from another vendor who can't fulfill their commitments. They didn't pay for the sets from GMK because they asked me to pay for it. They told me to be fine, so I did. I sent them the invoice. They refused to pay it, and this is where we end up. This is where we end up. Let's catch up with chat. Seth Steen says, wait, did something else happen with Rama? I just read out on the email I sent to Rama earlier on where I was very frustrated with him and threatening legal action. So I just read that out and shared that on stream. It's the same old thing, but it's just where I'm at in the legal process. The audacity. I know, right? Today's the day Jay spills all. Dude, no, it's not. But today's the day I spill a couple of things out of the vast catalogue that I've got. That's got to be against GDPR if you had no agreement with them to do that, surely. So the thing is, Cactus is based in the US. All they had to do was get their customers' authority to transfer the data to me, and then they could send it across to me. But basically what he was doing, he was putting me over the barrel and then putting the shotgun behind my head and saying, you now have to do this or it's going to look bad on you, not me. It is. The tone of this email, I know, right? It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And this isn't the first time I've had this kind of shit. Caffeinate, thank you. Yeah, I'm getting angsty now. Yeah, I didn't see an ask in there. Well, what you have to do is you have to read between the lines here. He's basically saying, here's all the data. Well, I trust that you'll get this done. Don't sue me, please. And I've already told the customers that you're going to fulfill this. That's basically where it got to. Coffee check. Torma, thank you very much for the coffee check. This is our own coffee. This is actually the Sci-Fi Brew that we sell at Jay's Roastery. So this is my coffee website, jaysroastery.co.uk. And what I'm drinking here is the Sci-Fi blend. This is the coffee I have. If you would like a link, you can have a link. So please do take a look at that. Telvin, thank you so much for the tier 1 gift sub to Favors. I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. So yeah, so this is the coffee I'm drinking. You can literally buy it from us if you're in the UK. We don't ship coffee worldwide because there's so many coffee companies already worldwide. But yeah, this is my second company, and we sell coffee. So we've got 3 blends at the minute: the classics blend, the fiction blend, and the sci-fi blend. I'm drinking the sci-fi blend right now. So yeah. And here are some of the actual beans being roasted. This is a video I made a little while back. Of our beans being roasted. So there you go. Yeah, Cypher blend is gorgeous. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks. Do I do much hand grinding? No, I've got like a commercial level grinder here at the workshop. So yeah, yeah. It's like when a company makes a contract that breaches laws, and then they think writing "we're not liable" makes them exempt from the law. It is so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Who is the lead vendor for GMK Euler? So this is where it gets really fun, Norca Gale. This is where it gets really, really fun. The original lead vendor for GMK Euler was My Keyboard. And what was supposed to happen, because this happened quite a lot back in the day, was if you were not a contracted GMK vendor, you would order your sets through another vendor. So for example, in this instance, Captors Keycaps was not a GMK vendor, so they would append their order onto the lead vendor's order. And after 9 months of the group buy being closed, GMK reached out to me. A lovely lady at GMK called Gabriela reached out to me and said, Jay, I'm struggling to get My Keyboard to do anything with GMK Euler. Please, can you step in and take over as lead vendor? So I agreed it with the designer. We got everything sorted, and within 4 weeks, we'd gone through the whole of the packaging design. We've got sign off on keycaps, on colorways and color matching and stuff like that. We've got sign off on all of the renders that GMK provides prior to production and everything else in 4 weeks flat. And at the time that this was happening, they also said, well, because My Keyboard is now no longer the lead vendor, if there are any sub vendors, you'll need to pick up that with them. So I reached out to Captors and I said, look, you Captors guys, this is your order. You guys were ordering through My Keyboard. Your order is now going to come through me. Are you still good to purchase this number? And they said, yes, absolutely. There's going to be no problem with that. We're 100% down to purchase that number still. So I was like, great. So I arranged it all with GMK. I paid the additional invoices to get everything through, costs and stuff like that, the color matching and everything else that we picked up in terms of that My Keyboard didn't do. And then when we get the sets, Captus decides that he can't pay me and then pulls the shit that we just talked about. Yeah. So... Shadow Realm, hi Handsome Jay, thank you so much. I'm not handsome at all, but thank you so much. My bean to cup is my best ever purchase. Nice. Yeah, we do like we've got full on grinders here and stuff like that, so we grind them directly. I do have a bean to cup machine at home. I've got a Barista Oracle Touch, which is great. We only sell whole beans at the moment. We are looking at doing a ground version later on, depending on what people like about them and how that goes. But yeah, we might look at that later on. So yeah. So GMK Euler was a bit of a shit show, to say the least. And I love how the closed captions called that. I called it GMK Euler, and it came up with Jim and K, which is quite funny. Yeah. So that's what it is. That's how it goes. Right. Okay. Let's get back to the actual stream now, because I'm conscious that we've not been doing anything that we should have been. So this is GMK Retro Muted, or Muted Retro. We've got the tub all done and labeled up. Jim and Kay, love those guys, absolutely. Oh, go away, PC. So now I'm going to open up the set and we'll pop it in the tub and get it ready for storage on the wall of keycaps just over there. So yeah, today isn't a tell-all, but it's Jay gets pissed at Vendors Day. I did have a stream about 4 or 5 months ago that I couldn't post on YouTube when we document them and save them, because I ranted too much about other vendors. A lot of it was to do with this situation with Captus Keycaps when it was actually happening as well. Oh no, we've got keycaps falling all over here because I didn't hold it together when I turned it over, but it is what it is. This is GMK Muted Retro. GMK Muted is gone everywhere. GMK Muted was one of my favourite sets of all time, and this is Muted Retro. And I'm really, really happy about this because although it doesn't have the accent ISO enter, it does have UK ISO in base. So it's a pretty cool set to have. And it's just been sat around on a shelf for so long that I figured now would be a good time to get it packed away and put into the storage. Oops. How cathartic was it making GMK Euler and Space Dust done, seeing as it marked done in Ocean? Yeah, so when we marked them as closed projects, there's been a few projects that are particular that have been really cool to and cathartic to mark as closed. Euler wasn't one because I was so angry about the Euler situation that wasn't one of them, if I'm honest. And it was already marked as closed on Notion when we got the call to, when we got that email from Captus, because we'd already fulfilled the UK element of group buy. And we'd done our duty from that respect. So yeah, that one not particularly. One that was definitely Cat Space Dust because it took 3 years to get it to completion. So that was really, really cool to do. Another one was Argyle because it just took so long for us to get through that group buy too. So yeah, so those were kind of like some of the big ones that were really cathartic to sign off as completed projects, which is good. So yeah, our keeps says, speaking of handsome Jack, dude, I'm not handsome. I'm like a 4 at best, and that's not a good day. Those photos you posted of yourself when you were 18 were very early 2000s, from the hair to the t-shirt. Yeah, those pictures were probably taken in 2002, 2003, I think. I was actually on like a vacation at the time. And it was May of the year, so it was probably 2003. It was definitely May. It was 2003, and I was 18, and they're probably the oldest pictures I have of myself. So yeah, yeah. From the hair to the t-shirt, it was very 2000s. Like I was in college at the time, so you know it is what it is. I'm pretty sure it was like the Maybank holiday, like this weekend, when they were taken, to be honest. But it's a long time ago. So yeah, so that's Retro Muted Base, all done, labelled up and put to one side, which was one of the chores to get done today. What's your prediction on what's going to happen to Rama at the end of all this? Realistically, not much is my honest guess. Like, if you think about it from a logical point of view, what he's done isn't particularly criminal law. It's a lot of it's, you know, contractual law that he's broken, especially on the vendor side. And I'm not a personal customer of his for much. I did buy the chess set. I still don't have that, so you know, a couple $100, whatever. I'm still pissed about that though. The whatever doesn't mean I wasn't pissed about it. I am. So realistically, what's going to happen is he's going to fold the business at some point very, very soon. The business will just fold, and that's all that happens. His company is a limited company, and this is the whole point of a limited company. It's to detract from your risk as a person, and put the risk into the company. That's kind of the point of it. Now, if it's found that he has been taking money out of the business fraudulently, then it does become criminal. But if he has been running the business correctly and it's just happened to have failed for whatever reason, you know, ran out of money, or you know, funds didn't stretch as far as he wanted them to, or income dropped, whatever it is, technically, from a legal standpoint, his business has just failed, and there is no punishment for business failing. There's only punishment if you have made that happen due to fraudulent reasons. So if you've taken money out of business or bought things that weren't particularly business expenses, such as a McLaren, for example, I can't understand why a keyboard company would need to own a McLaren. If that purchase was made through the business, through Rama Works, then you know that could clearly be seen as him fraudulently taking money and embezzling money out of the business. Now, if he's paid it all to himself as dividends, and those, I don't know exactly how Australian law works, I'm using a UK analogy here, but if he's paid it all to himself as dividends, or the Australian equivalent, which is kind of like paying out based on profit, you know how like CEOs' salaries are sometimes tied to profit and they get not a bonus, but like an increase in their salary based on targets. If he's done it that way, then there may be no issues, and if he's bought them all personally. So it really depends on how he was legally structured, but I suspect ultimately that what's going to happen is the business is going to fail. It's going to fold like Mex & Co did, or My Keyboard did, or Captus did, and we'll go down on a list of creditors and we'll get maybe $10 back, if that. That's probably what's going to happen, which is really shit. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I suspect if he's got a decent lawyer, he won't do any jail time or see any kind of criminal proceedings that take place against him. The house and the car is slightly maybe, but it is what it is. Sidicus, hey man, I'm doing well. Thank you very much for asking. 18-year-old Jay went on tour with Bowling for Soup. Dude, I didn't go on tour with Bowling for Soup, but I did spend a lot of time with Bowling for Soup back in 2004, I think. I also spent a lot of time with another band that I can't talk about because of the unspeakable things the lead singer did. Although I was never friends with him, I was friends with Mike and someone else in the band. They might have been called The Found. I'm thinking of another word for prophets. I can't think of one. The Found Prophesizers, or maybe, anyway, you know who it is. I used to spend a lot of time with them whenever they came around to like Leeds and stuff, where I was hanging around at that age. Bowling for Soup and Real Big Fish I did spend a lot of time with. I used to be friendly with quite a lot of bands back in the day, just I was in that scene quite a lot back in Leeds. Yeah, Bowling for Super Cool. Sponge as well. Like there's one of the albums from Sponge, and I'm on the back cover. They took a lot of pictures from gigs for a band called Sponge, and I'm actually on the back cover of the CD album in one of the crowds. Just a random picture taken. So yeah. Is there anything done to stop sub vendors doing this sort of thing? Yeah. So in terms of the sub vendor stuff with GMK, like we still work with other vendors that are sub vendors through Prototypist, and effectively what I do now is I make them pay me before I pay GMK. So for example, we were the lead vendor on GMK Nerve because it wanted to buy on things, and we needed a lead vendor rather than Lube Switches, who haven't been a lead vendor before. So big companies like TKD, who've become Vertex Engine, they sold the set for the Chinese market, but they sold it through PT effectively, because they sold it under us being the lead vendor and then being a sub vendor. And when I get the invoice from GMK, all of those other companies that were sub vendors to Prototypist will get an invoice, and then GMK will be paid on a percentage basis. Like the PT's percentage will be paid like the day we get the invoice, because it always is. Other vendors' percentage will be paid as soon as they pay me, and they'll have 21 days to pay that, and GMK have quite forgiving payment terms anyway. So yeah, I think we have 90 days with GMK, so as long as the other vendors pay me within a month, we can get all that squared away. So yeah, but it's basically not GMK's issue, it's an issue for the vendors, is that. So yeah. Still can't believe that was actually real. How did you know Bowling for Soup? Just literally hanging out. The Found Disciples, that's a good one. Yeah. So fun fact, I really shouldn't say him. The Lost Prophets, before all this came about, the lead singer, I don't even want to say his name. I think it must have been late 2003-ish, or sometime in 2003. A friend of mine, me and Danny, we went to college together. We were at Notre Dame Sixth Form College in Leeds, and we were just hanging out, and we wanted tickets to go see the band because we were big fans, and we couldn't get tickets, so we just hung around outside Leeds Met University, and the tour buses were parked in the car park just opposite. It's now a building, but it did used to be a car park, and we just went up there, and one said Lost Prophets on there, and the door was open, so we just stuck our heads in. No one was there. Of course, the band were on stage playing a gig. There was a bottle of vodka on the side. We decided we'd sit and wait for them on their bus because it seemed like a great idea at 18. And We drank some vodka, we got a little bit drunk, and then after the gig, the Lost Prophets came out, found us on their tour bus, and then we stayed on the tour bus and went. I think the next gig was like Manchester or something like that, like 2 days later. So we just ended up going to Manchester with them, spending like 2 or 3 nights on the tour bus, and then every time they came back to like Yorkshire, we'd go hang out with them and spend some time with them, which was pretty cool. And then I used to hang around with Real Big Fish at the time as well. They were another band from the kind of area. And we were just kind of into that scene, so we'd met them at a pub a few years back, and we hung out a lot. And Bowling for Soup we saw, because I think Real Big Fish and Bowling for Soup were on the same card at Cockpit one night, so yeah, we got to hang around with them a little bit. Yeah, long time ago. I met Avril Lavigne at Leeds and Bradford Airport. This must have been 2003 or 2004 again. And I just got drunk with her band. She wasn't there, but I got drunk with her band members in Leeds and Bradford Airport at the pub, which is great. So yeah, ruined my childhood, that, especially as they're from my area. Yeah, it's a shame because a lot of the music was really good, or I thought it was at the time, and I've got a load of signed memorabilia from it. I've got t-shirts and signed albums and all sorts of stuff. And the lead singer was always a bit aloof. Like, he had his own bus at the time, and he didn't come on the bus with the other guys and stuff like that. And kind of course, it makes a lot of sense now. But yeah, Bowling for Soup 1985. Yeah, what a song. Yeah. Oh man, memories. It's hard to believe that that's 20 years ago now. 20 years ago. Crazy time. Crazy. Right. Okay. Enough reminiscing. You guys don't want to hear about my childhood. You absolutely don't want to hear about my childhood. It was way more chill back then, I thought. Yeah, so Ian was always like really aloof and distant, or at least when I knew the band. So this would have been like at the sort of time that Shinobi vs Dragon Ninja was coming out, and yeah, like I say, me and Danny became quite good friends with the band, especially Mike. I was really good friends with Mike. He used to be like the DJ on the first couple of albums, and he actually has one of my windbreakers from back then, or he probably still doesn't have it, but he did have one. So yeah, like it was just a really different time. Yeah, long time ago. Saving the stream for my J biography, dude. No one wants that. Vans Warped Tour was some of the funniest mid-2000s concerts. Yeah. Dude, there was so much stuff going on then. Like, there was a time between maybe 2001 and 2006 where every year I went to Leeds and Reading Festival. Like, well, I was at Leeds Festival, not Reading, but it's the same thing, just gigs on different days. And we saw a load of cool bands. I once met Dave Grohl. So this is really, really random. I was in the Cockpit, and I can't remember what band I was there to see, but I was there to see as some band, whatever, and I'd had my clavicle pierced for fun, for shits and giggles. So I had like a ring through here. It only lasted like 2 or 3 days, and I was showing a friend it, and I had like a beer, and I was showing a friend this piercing I'd had done because I thought it was great at the time. I was such a douche back then. Anyway, and I'd had my beer like up here, and I was going like this and showing him this piercing to my friend, and someone bumped into me from behind, and my drink kind of went all over my friend. And it turns out the guy who bumped into me was Dave Grohl, and he wasn't there for playing. He was just there because he was in the area and wanted to watch a band. Like literally, that was it. So yeah, kind of crazy. And I thought I was cool for telling one of the guys from Blue to stop being a knob in an arcade when I went to Butlins and drunkenly motorboating one of the ladies from talking. Wow. Them are the days. Can't believe no effects are finally calling it. Are they? That's crazy. Wow. Brings back the memories. Yeah, I remember seeing bands like System of a Down and Foo Fighters, and yeah, Disturbed, and oh man. Yeah, I remember one band that were absolutely terrible, and people went nuts for them. I don't know if it was Leeds Fest or if it was one of the other festivals, but it was Puddle of Mud, and I just thought they were terrible. But yeah. So Rise Against at Reading one year. Reading and Leeds have always had great lineups. They have, yeah. System of a Down was one of the craziest concerts I've seen. People were insane. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Brings back a lot of memories. Anyway, we need to build a keyboard. So, as I said, today we're building something that is a little bit... This one has me nervous, okay? Now, as a business owner, I don't usually get nervous about products. Products will either sell or they won't. This one worries me a little bit. It's in this box just here. Before I share that with you though, what I'm going to do is I want to show you what I'm talking about here. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the Hexa or Hexa, I don't know how you pronounce it. The HiexaKey V Series bundle. So PT has tentatively agreed to be a vendor for this. We are listed, and there's some other vendors on there as well. But I am very nervous on this, and I've kind of been doing a lot of checking and stuff like that, and making sure that we are actually good to be on this one. So this is a little bit crazy. There is a bundle sale price for a V65, a V75, a V80, and a V-Pad for $299. $299. $299. 329, so $30 more if you want PVD. So you can also get a V65, a V75, a V80, a V-Pad, 500 switches for $369, or $399 if you want the PVD. QBR2, this is kind of what I was thinking. It's kind of unbelievable. Now, I've seen the numbers behind this. I can't share them. It does stack up from what we've seen in the background. Like, this is all the details. Like, it's nuts. I haven't tried the switches, unless there's some switches in the box, because I haven't opened it yet. I don't even know which board I've got. I don't know if I've got the 60 or the 75 or whatever, but we're going to have a look. Now, in the pictures, the boards look pretty solid, especially for the price. And if you consider that the Neo Ergo is only like $130 or whatever it is, you know, $130 times 3 or 4, it starts to become a little bit more believable, but it's still slightly worrying. Ball catch connectors and all of that kind of stuff, the magnetic USB connectors and stuff like that. Here, look, you can see these magnetic connectors. The whole gasket tab mount is very, very QK or Zoom style boards, okay, in terms of that kind of price point and setup. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at all of these options for $299, $369, $329, or $390. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Comments are fun. Kuklu, hey, I've seen this episode before. It does worry me slightly, but we have one of the products here today, and we're going to take a look at it. So, without much further ado, let's see what we've got. Where is anyone making any money on this? It smells like QB. It does, right? Race to the bottom. The race to the bottom isn't always a good thing. That's for all of those boards in Krabbit. You get all of them. It's a bundle. It's a bundle. So yeah. They did steal the raw value box so cheap. Maybe. Oh, they made of paper. Crazy price. I had to Google the artist from when I went to leave. Oh, okay. We're talking about music still. Don't remind me about the Neo Ergo. Pre-orders coming in at the one time I can't afford it because I'm moving abroad. Oh man. Both QB and Hexa are Eric's, right? So QB was Eric's. Hexa is not Eric's as far as I can tell. All of the contacts we've had from Hexa or HiexaKey have not included Eric's in those discussions, unless it's an alt account. Of course, I can't see that. I've seen contracts. I've seen what the contracts look like, and they seem to be correct and fine and stack up legally. I do think there's still a risk there on the vendor element, because obviously we'll have to refund customers if we don't get the boards that we produced. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I'm not quite sure where they're making money, because and I won't lie to you, like the profit margin on the vendor side is like we're not actually going to make a profit on these. By the time we've received them, QC'd them, and shipped them, we're at best breaking even. Like it's not like a profit. There's no margin on them at all. There's it's you know, maybe 3% or something like that. It's tiny. So yeah, that is. Not sure if you could call the latest Neo boards as part of the Race to the Bottom. All streamers love it. Yeah, I think it is still Race to the Bottom though. Race to the Bottom is about price and how low can you get the price versus other products out there. Now, the way that the Neo products tend to do it is they do it just through sheer volume, right? They're producing tens of thousands of these boards and selling tens of thousands of these boards. The more you make of something, the cheaper it becomes to make that product. And most boards, like for example, when we did the JO2 quite recently, you know, there was only 150 of those made. When we do the JO1 in the next round, there's only going to be 75 of them made. So the price goes up because there's fewer of them. If I made 10,000 of them, I probably could offer them for a similar sort of price. So yeah. Right, so this is the box. This is how it comes. It says Fingertips Paint Dreams, crafting with ingenuity. Fingertips Paint Dreams, crafting with ingenuity. It has the Hexa or Hexa logo on there. This looks like it's a 65% that we've got here. I haven't really looked at the box either. Nothing on the end. Just standard packing stuff on the end. So let's open it up and see what we've got. Why do we not even offer them? Like, not everything we have to do has to make a profit. As a company, I think it's important that we provide a service to our customer base. And sometimes that's going to be running products and projects that don't necessarily make money. That happens all the time. There's a lot of group buys that don't make money at all or don't make a profit. And even when we sell extras, we don't make a profit. Like, that just happens. And all I have to hope is that the projects that do make money make enough money to cover the losses. So let's take a look and see what we've got in here. Thank you for your choice. Seems pretty good so far. Nice bit of foam. Lots of screws, silicone socks, more screws, feet, tri-mode dongle, and we have a tri-mode hot swap PCB. Interesting. Interesting. So this does offer, I was just checking all compatibility. This does offer ISO and ANSI layouts. If you can see that. You've got ANSI stabilizer there and there. You've got ISO stabilizer there and there. So hot swap ANSI and ISO layouts. The standard POM plate. That's milled POM as well, not laser cut. Which, if that means anything to you, laser cutting is a cheaper option. And here we have the keyboard. It's a solid weight. It feels good. That's all that's in the box, I think. Let's put this away. I'm not going to lie, that feels like a chunk of metal. So here's the keyboard itself. Plastic wrapped. Foam in there as standard. Very, very Neo-esque design. It wouldn't surprise me if these had been made in the same factory as the Neo products. Catchball design as well. This is it looks like a PVD base, but we'll take a look at it in more detail. It is a silver color. Like, for the price you're getting this for, it feels like a bit of a bargain. It is silver, yeah. So you can see the ball catch system on the back. Obelisk, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. The foam's in there as well. I'm going to take the foams out because, well, we can have a look at those later on. Let's take a proper look at the keyboard. Interesting. It actually has a plastic liner in the bottom here. Can you see that? It has a plastic liner in the bottom, which seems to be to prevent shorts. I think the only reason for that is to prevent shorting. Just a thin film of acetate. Thank you so much, Akuza, for the subscription. We're going to play some marbles later on for some free GMK. There's that magnetic connector and the bolts holding the weight in. For all 3 boards, yeah, that's the price. Oh, so this is a brushed stainless steel weight. I probably shouldn't have taken this off this early. Interesting. Okay. Anodization is pretty good. It's not perfect. Like, I'm being really, really foibled here. It's not perfect, isn't the anodization? There's some mottledness to it, but it's pretty good. Like, it's not B stock or anything. No anodization hook marks. Oh no, there is. So on the top case, I was looking for hook marks. I couldn't see any. I suspect the hook marks are going to be hidden here. Lots of intricate milling going on. Look at all the intricate milling going on here. This, going by the patchiness of the anodization, I'm pretty sure that this is... Come on, camera, focus. Camera, please. I'm pretty sure that this is cast and then milled afterwards, because you tend to see this kind of pattern on the aluminium when it's cast and then milled afterwards. That's where you tend to see that kind of pattern, but it's pretty good. It feels nice and smooth. It's certainly been finished well. Yeah, the anodization hook mark is just in there. Come on, camera, focus. It's just in there. It's almost impossible to see. Camera's not going to pick it up. There's a tiny little dot just in there at the end of my fingertip. It has the little rubber inserts as well, already pre-installed. These little round circles, rubber inserts. Lots of screws gone into the top case as well. Mainly if you want to top mount anything. Okay. Bottom case, well, it's got the daughter board already pre-fitted with the magnetic connector, which is fine. It's got rubber O-rings on these screws here for mounting points, mounting tabs. The catchball system. There is anodization hook marks on the inside here and here, but nothing on the outside. This is... the milling is really clean. Like, the milling itself is really clean. I think there's a slight mark here that maybe... I don't think that would be classed as B stock by anyone. There's the tiniest of tiny marks. It's sub 1 millimeter just there. I don't think anyone would ever complain at that. I'm genuinely surprised. Genuinely surprised. This is really good work. The milling is neat. There's no issues with it. There's no mistakes in the milling. The hook marks are tiny. They're all hidden away on the inside of the case. Interestingly, these grooves here, so these are milled pockets here. So it comes in, mills the pocket, and that's fine. And there's a slight chamfer on the edges there. Now, on this bit here, there's like a small lip up. That is actually chamfered on there. It's almost impossible I'm going to be able to show it on there. But can you see there's a tiny little chamfer on them? There you go. You can see it there. That line is thicker in the middle than it is on the edges because there's a chamfer just part of the way across, like 4/5 of the way across. There's like a tiny little bit on the left and the right that's not got the chamfer on it. That's a really interesting design choice. Okay, let's build it. This has multiple mount options. It has multiple mount options. Can we mix colors in the group buy? I haven't gone into the detail of that yet, Balabra. I don't know. If it's cast, then that would explain the low cost. This is cast and then milled afterwards. I would be 95% of the certain that this is cast aluminium that is then milled, just from the way that the anodization looks. Just from the way, I mean, it's the millwork is good. It's really good. Like, it's solid. Would be B stock I got into Bion. There's a reason Bion is in financial difficulty. Let's put it that way. Can't believe the price for 3 boards. It's crazy. Yeah. Matty DM, good to see you, Jay. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You can ask any question you like, Dax. We actually have like a thing on our front page. Point 4, if you want to have a look on the front page about an AMA. Basically, you can ask me anything you like. we might give away a good prize for like a good question. So yeah, pretty sure they said the cast at the start. Did they? Okay, if they do say that, I missed it. I apologize. Let's go back and have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look on the website. Right. Okay. So this is back on the listing. So. Bundle sales can reduce costs. True. We have more room to squeeze more margin for our customers to offer better prices. True. It's been controversial due to low pricing and bundle sales method, and we totally understand your concerns. Yeah, it's a difficult one, but it's genuinely, it is really good. Like, the quality on this is stunning for the price. Okay, this is all about the switches. I don't see anywhere where it says cast. If I've missed it, up to the catchball system, yeah. Yeah, so PCB gasket, plate gasket, and top mount, custom keyboard structure, yeah, okay. Sacrifice profits, yeah, okay. I don't see anywhere where it mentions it's being cast, but maybe I've just missed it. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So yeah, I think you're getting the HMX Hyacinth V2 switches for a Lucky 65. Right now I have a KBD 67 R2 Lite with JWIC yellows, all products that we don't sell here at Prototypers. I want to get Lucky 65 as an upgrade, but I've seen that his plate is Flex Cut, which is more for deeper sounds than clacky ones. Flex Cut is more for feel than sound. Would you still recommend the switches? Maybe. Are we looking at all three today? No, just this one. This is the only board they've sent me, the 65. I didn't even know what it was until I opened it. You're seeing it the first time with me. I'm kind of shocked at this for the price point though. Like, it's genuinely, I'm impressed with the quality of it. I wasn't expecting it to be anywhere near Neo level of quality, but it is. It's pretty much up there. I got a single random board, yeah. Control and F doesn't find any mentioning of cast. Okay. Right, okay, let's carry on with the build then, and let's see how this goes. So we are going to build this hot swap today, and you guys get choice of switches. So if one of my lovely mods is available, is any mod available? Mods, if you're there, please shout up. We're going to run a poll in a second. We'll run a poll for you guys to pick the switches that we put in here. If they're not, I'll do the poll. I'm just hoping one of them is around, but they might not be, and that's okay. I'm going to assume they're not. No mods are saying anything. Right, okay. Let's do a poll because you guys can pick the switches you want to see today. Manage poll. Let's do a new poll. Which switch? Okay. So today I have 3 switches for you to choose from. We have Orange Panda Tactiles. I'm going to write these down. We have... Incredible. Thank you so much, Tax, for the follow. Ethereal Pandas. I don't know who wrote on the bag, but ethereal spelt wrong there. Or we have some cerulean switches. Those are the 3 choices today. I'm going to put the poll up, and you guys can now vote on the poll which switch you'd like to see. Would you like to see Ethereal Pandas, Orange Pandas, or Ceruleans? You guys vote for what you'd like to see. Cherry Mix Black, Cherry Mix Black, and Cherry Mix Black. Interesting. I wonder what kind of switches you like. Cherry Browns. Nothing wrong with a good old Cherry Brown if it's lubed nicely. Yeah. And don't forget, guys, we will be playing marbles for some pre-GMK sets at the end of the stream today as well. Browns are endgame. Brown Alps, like I have in that keyboard just there, they're endgame. I will agree on that. Brown Alps are really, really good. Normal Browns are okay. So yeah, you vote away, guys, which switch you'd like to see in the build today. Remember, we are building it hot swap ISO. Whilst you guys are voting, I'm going to show you the PCB. So this is the PCB. It is hot swap. It does have the mode selector here. I've got it upside down. Help if I put it the right way around. There we go. Mode selector is over on the left hand side, just at the side of caps lock. It does have indicator LEDs. All hot swap. Also got ISO or ANSI layouts. 7U or 6.25U space. It's got that magnetic connector there in the middle for the USB connection. It's a pretty smart looking PCB. Routing's nice, tidy, everything's logical. Does have a connector here as well, and here, but no use for them as far as I can tell on this particular board. It is purple, yeah, it is purple as the PCB. That's the actual colour that you're seeing right there. Will JO2 Eva make a comeback? Yeah, I can't talk about it, but yeah. So yeah, this price seems really good. Too good, it's crazy. It is ridiculous price. I genuinely don't know entirely on how they're achieving it, if I'm completely honest. But they are, and I've seen the math, and it seems to stack up. It looks like we're building with ethereal pandas today because no one has voted for anything else. No one has voted for anything else. And don't forget, guys, once we finish the build today, we will be doing some GMK giveaways. Just remember that. Okay, I'm just going to grab a pack of stabilizers. These are just some old stabilizers. You rigged it, don't worry. I don't really mind what we build this with. We're going to give this keyboard away anyway, so it doesn't really matter what we build it with. These are some C3 equal stabs I've just got lying around, so given the fact that we're giving this board away, that's what we're going to use today. Don't need those. What desk mat am I using? I don't actually know what desk mat this is. It was just found in a random box at the workshop the other day. I liked it, so I used it for my stream. Simple as that. I don't actually know. I think it's one of the Zion Studios mats, Celestial or something, I think. I can't remember. Just joined proper. What's the price of this keyboard? I missed that part. Dude, this keyboard is part of the Hexa V-Series bundle, where you can get a 65, in this box here, you can get a 65, a 75, an 80, and a numpad for $299. Or if you want PVD rate, you can get $329. Or you can get a V65, a V75, a V80, a V-pad, plus 500 switches for $369. So an extra $70 gets you an extra 500 switches. It's just nuts. So yeah, that's what you can get. That's what you can get. On Arcana, Lean Doodles, that's the one. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah. I remember people didn't like the gradient of the one Jay's using, but it looks great on stream. Yeah, the mat's lovely. It's genuinely really nice. So yeah, I just saw it and I was like, right, I'm gonna pick it up and use it on my desk. This is most likely was a customer return or something like that, and that's why it got put to one side. So I think we built this with a 6.25U today, just because it's 65%, and it just gives us a few more options. And we'll need backspace and ISO enter, and that's it. That's all we're going to need. Purchased Black Snail the other day, looks good. Right, we're building with Ethereal Pandas today, which is cool. What's the ETA for the Black Snail desk mats, if you know? You can check it on our updates page, but effectively it's when the next shipment arrives. It's due import today, but I won't get any update on that until next week at the earliest on Tuesday, because it's a bank holiday tomorrow. Realistically, we're not going to get that until it's been at port for 10 days or so, so it's going to be a couple of weeks, minimum. So sometime in June is all I can say at the minute. Any chance we can get a J series as a bundle in this price range? Unfortunately not. Like we did look at doing some like really high volume numbers of them, but I'm consciously aware that I would have to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds for a keyboard that only has a market of maybe like 100 units worldwide. Like the J series is not that in demand that I could make 10,000 and guaranteed to sell 10,000, even if I priced them at like $150, $200 each, whatever. So yeah. Okay, so Ethereal Pandas did win the poll, I think. Let me just double check that. Yeah, Ethereal Pandas won the poll with 81% of the votes. So that's what we're going to build today. After I've thrown all of the stabilizers everywhere. Just realised I'm actually using that desk mat in pink right now. Nice. It's a beautiful desk mat. I really like it. I saw it in a box of stuff and just claimed it. I'd buy a JO2 if I didn't have the numero. Just putting that out there. Well, it wouldn't be a 60% if it didn't have the numero. Being down the pub, plenty of gin and tonic. Nice. Okay, and this will be the last stabilizer housing that we need. There we go. Right, let's get some lube and lube these up. JO2 without a numero. It just doesn't sit right with me, I'm afraid. Just doesn't sit right with me. But there won't be any more JO2s. The JO2 line is effectively in its last edition. Those that we have in stock right now, once they're gone, that's it. We're not going to produce any more. For the JO1, as I say, I'm pretty certain that its life is limited now. So we're gonna make 75 of them, and that's going to be it. That's going to be the JO1 final edition, and then we're going to do the JO3 as well. Both of which are in prototyping right now. And the JO3 is basically going to be a CP style 1800, and we're going to make 75 of that. And then I'm pretty certain that's the end of the J series of boards. There'll be no more of them. We won't be producing anything else. That'll be it. Okay. You still need to build your SPC JO2? No worries, man. That's alright, you can build it whenever you like. I know of about 4 that have sold, say. Have you ever thought about your swan song to the hobby? Yeah, I know what my swan song will be. A tell-all stream about the stuff that I can't say now on stream that sometimes I wish I could. That'll be my swan song. Because there's a lot of things that people have opinions on, but they only know half of the story. And I'll make it fully clear in terms of where things are. That would be my swan song. Will the J1 FE have the Cerakote with James option, or too early to say? Unlikely. I think it's just going to be a set series of colorways. I think there'll be a couple of color options and that'll be it. So yeah. Hey, Fresh, hey man, thanks very much for being here. Just lubing up our stabilizers to put in the HiexaKey 65%, one of their bundle of boards that's just $300 for 4 keyboards, which is nuts. Well, for 3 keyboards and a numpad anyway. I hope you never leave the hobby, but I'll be looking forward to that. LOL. I suspect it wouldn't gather me any friends. There are a lot of things that have happened in this hobby, and a lot of things that have been said, and a lot of them only ever portray a certain perspective, and I would love to clarify some of the other sides of those perspectives, but I'm too professional to do it right now. So perhaps if I ever do leave the hobby and close PT, or if someone buys me out of PT, which might happen, then yeah, we'll do it at that point. But yeah. I'll buy PT off me. Say I don't think you can afford it. But sure, if you want to make a formal offer, Have your lawyers speak to my lawyers and we'll figure something out. PT on buy sell trade the day after, yeah. Would you like to be bought out of PT at the minute? That's a difficult question. So it's not that I'd like to be bought out of PT. What the issue is, I think, is I'm getting a little bit jaded. There's been a lot of things happen in the hobby over the past few years, and there's a lot of things that have been pretty negative. I haven't talked about this on stream before, or not particularly. In fact, I'm not even sure if I want to talk about it on stream at the minute. I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. Okay. So to answer your question as bluntly and as honestly as I can, it would really depend. It's not that I want to be bought out of PT. I love what I do most days. But there is a lot of stuff that happens and a lot of stuff that gets said that really frustrates me because I can't always defend myself. And I'm kind of sometimes really close to the end of my tether on stuff like that. And it's really frustrating in some ways. Because a lot of people will form an opinion based on something that they've heard. And rather than clarify the situation with me or try to understand what it is, it instantly becomes their version of the truth. And that's fine. People are entitled to make their opinions. But sometimes emotionally that can take a toll. And that has led to some things, but I'm not going to talk about it here. So yeah, that's a really difficult question to ask afresh. And ultimately, I don't have an answer for you. It would really depend on a lot of different things. Right, looking at the screws, one thing I will say, these stabilizers don't come with this. These are C3 equal stabilizers, but copper screws, they look really good. I love a bit of copper. I love a bit of copper. Right, let's put these in place. Whoops. Come on, stabilizers, behave. Okay, I'll grab a screwdriver. Neurons activated. Yeah. Normal for most industries, unfortunately. Keep your chin up. I think the issue is a lot of it is it's not even business related. A lot of it's just personally directed, and it just frustrates the hell out of me. Like, it's just simple stuff. Like, I don't know how much I want to talk about this. I really don't. Like, I feel a little bit uncomfortable right now. But there was recently a customer who emailed me, and they'd had some issues with some product and stuff, and we'd done our best to put it right. And ultimately, I believe we did the right thing for the customer, and put the issue right. And then that same customer emailed me last week and said they asked what seemed like a normal question at the start. They were like, "Oh, Jay, are you thinking of going to the MK UK meetup and taking PT?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I am. Like, that's just, something that obviously we would want to do. PT is going to be at the meetup. I've been helping arrange the meetup. Of course I'm going to be there." And the customer came back and said they hoped that I would reconsider, and they hoped that I would not attend the meetup because my attending would make them feel uncomfortable because they'd had a complaint with me. And it's like, well, your complaint was about something that we fixed ultimately, and the customer was maybe unable to build a keyboard for 2 working days until we shipped a replacement part. And like, it's little things like that, because this was someone who previously I had thought was a friend, and it was someone who had been very friendly on Discord, very friendly on streams, and then they sent me a message like that. And it's like, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I really don't. That's the last thing I want to do. But I think people expect more of me than they would of anyone else sometimes, and I don't know why. I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe a fresh, maybe. There's a lot of things that get said that I wish I could speak out about, but don't. I choose not to. Like it's just like it feels like I really shouldn't be talking about this on stream, but it is genuinely frustrating when stuff like that happens. Like they're upset with something that I've done or handled in a certain way, and then I feel like that should change my entire approach to the hobby. It's sort of the weirdest thing. Like we try our best, right? Like the thing with any business is you're going to have things that go out by mistake. You know, look, the other day I opened up my own personal set of GMK Black Snail and it had the wrong key in there. It had no Q in there, right? Like that happens. You know, if that happens to a customer, the first thing we do is send out a key if we've got a replacement one, and if we don't, we order it from GMK. That's literally the first thing that we do. And sadly that sometimes happens with prepackaged products. We can't check every product, so it is what it is. Right, okay, so we've done the stabilizers. We're now going to pop the foam in place, and I should be able to pop the PE sheet in place here with the stabilizers in the board, because they are cut in such a way that it should be possible. The only slightly difficult one might be the backspace here. I should be able to get that to feed under there, like so. And pull that down. There we go. So PE sheet is now in. And we can tuck that bit underneath the spacebar. Just like so. There we go. Pretty sure loads of people love to see the favorite render at the meetup. Dude, I'm going. Like, that's the thing. PT is going to be there. I think it's made me decide that I'm not going to be at the PT stand because I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I'm probably just going to not go to the PT stand and I'll have the team work it and I won't be at it. But yeah. Telling someone who helps organize something to reconsider attending is wild to me. I suspect that it just comes down to the fact that this person just doesn't want me to be there, and they probably do feel uncomfortable, and I do feel genuinely bad about that, but there's very little I can do about it, unfortunately. So it just is what it is. Right, okay. Now I'm going to build this board with all the foams, so let's see how that goes. I'm just going to drape the foam over the top here. Just like so. Looks good. Well, boy, I will be at the meetup. I'll just be at the bar. You'll just have to come and say hi at the bar. And you'll get to meet the lovely Sharon on the PT stand, I think. I think Mel may attend on the day, but I think she's going as an attendee rather than in any official work capacity. But we'll see how that we'll see if that changes. I don't know yet. The meetup is in Leeds, yes. And the meetup is on the 22nd of June. So it's not too far away now. It's getting close. Okay, so here we go. This is the plate and PCB assembly. Stabilizers are all installed, looking pretty fresh. Foams are installed as well. Let's get some switches in there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the meetup. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I'm just going to start in the center here and work our way out. Usually I find this the easiest way when we're working with hot swap boards. I'm just going to make sure that those are all in correctly. So I'm just looking here to make sure the switches come through and that all the pins are in the correct place. They're looking nice. So then we'll just spiral out from here. And then when we get to modifier keys, we'll just double check orientation of the hot swap sockets to make sure that we're installing the switches the correct way around. Top mount, you can mount this in 3 or 4 different ways. 3 different ways, I think. We will go with the top mount solution today, I think, because it's my favorite of the options. So yeah. And don't forget, guys, if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask me about anything at all, please feel free to ask away. If we get any particularly good questions, we'll give away a free prize at the end of the stream. Alvi won a GMK set for the best question a couple of days ago. I hope he won't mind me saying, but he did. I think today we'll give away maybe, I don't know, maybe some free desk mats or something. What options for mounting style are there? It's on the product listing on HiexaKey. Let me send you a copy of the link over so you can take a look at it. Here you go. There you go. You can take a look at the details on there. So yeah, so if you've got any questions that you'd like answering, feel free to ask away. It can be about anything. Anything at all. What's your favourite colour, pink or turquoise? Pink, if I had to pick between the two. These switches are pretty much up my street because they're pink and turquoise. But yeah, I like any shades of pink and shades of green as well. So these would actually work really well in that board looks wise. Or a mystery colour. No, pinks and greens are kind of my thing. Pinks and greens are my thing, I think. They are very pretty together. Yeah, they look good. They look good. If you summed up every key ever sold in any set, by how many millions do you think it would be? Like just at PT, Captain Reed, or worldwide? Like if that's worldwide, I have no idea. It's billions. I think I read a stat a few years ago that if you consider all of the keyboards ever made, there's something like 10 for every person who's alive. So that means there's somewhere around 80 billion keyboards ever made. So, you know, it's a lot. If it's just at PT, we've probably sold millions of individual keys. I couldn't even put a number on it. I guess we've sold somewhere in the region of 100,000 key sets. So 100,000 key sets, let's assume that each key set's got an average of 110, 115 keys in, you know, so what's 110,000 times 110? Let's get a calculator up. All right, 100,000 key sets. Let's just say it's 100,000 key sets. Multiplied by 115 keys. So 11.5 million keys, somewhere in that region. I'd say somewhere between 10 and 15 million keys is probably the right number, but I couldn't give you an exact figure. I hope that's close enough for a guess. Lamb or goat? Lamb, but I don't dislike goat. I quite like goat, especially goat's cheese and stuff. So yeah. As a business owner, did you feel any benefits of Brexit? That's a tough question. We probably made more sales because of Brexit in some ways, because all of a sudden, instead of just having an EU vendor, you needed an EU and a UK vendor. That probably helped us in some respects. But at the same time, we lost a lot of actual cash because of Brexit. So we'd sold a lot to EU customers prior to Brexit. And then when Brexit happened, we couldn't ship out products to the EU without customers being charged VAT again. So, and we covered that for the customers. So, whilst we did sell more products, we probably didn't break even in terms of the cost of shipping those products, because it cost us 50, 60 grand or something like that to pay off all of the import fees into the EU for outstanding orders at that time. So yeah, in terms of any other benefits, I don't think so. I think shipping has been hindered by Brexit. Ordering from overseas has been hindered by Brexit. I think we would have been overall in a better position had we not had Brexit at all here in the UK. I voted to remain. I wanted to stay in the EU. I know not everyone did, and that's fine. That's why we have these votes. But I was kind of shocked that it actually took place. I remember being at work in 2016 when the vote came through and being pretty shocked. So, yeah. Okay, well, so far the build's going really well. I'm pretty happy with this. Nothing too difficult or too onerous here so far. Now I can justify having 10 boards to my partner. It's all proportional. The stats don't lie. Yeah. If you could go to any point in time and buy a house, whose or what house would you buy? Mine would be Sam Flynn's house from Tron Legacy. The one down by the water where he rides his motorbike in. Yeah, it's a pretty cool building. Do you know which one I'd buy? I'd go and buy the Home Alone house. That's what I'd do with that. Yeah. That's what I'd look for. The Home Alone house. How many switches? How many switches for what, True Blaze? Given how long you've been in the hobby and how many boards you have in your collection, what's the rarest and/or oldest thing you own? Thinking of boards like a DK Save or key sets like an OTD Red Alert. I have a couple of OTD boards. In fact, I think I have one just here. So this is an older OTD board. It's probably not the oldest one I own, but this is an OTD The Cheat. Probably the best OTD keyboard made, in my humble opinion. This sounds better and feels better to type on than a lot of the old, really sought after OTDs. But yeah, there you go. That's an OTD. There is some more, but not in the drawers. I don't own a DK Saber. Excuse me. I did have a DK Saber at one point, very briefly. Just checking the orientation for the switches here. Excuse me. Pretty sure we just bent that pin. Let's take that. Yeah, I used to own a DK Saber. I do not own it anymore. Oh no, we didn't bend a pin. That's alright. It's fine. But I have a few OTDs and a few other old boards. I don't have OTD Red Alert though. I wish I did. I have a few of the Red Alert sets from over the years. Don't have that. I've got a couple of pretty rare OG die-sub key sets as well. I've got Belgian, Portuguese, French. I can't remember if it's Czech or Slovakian or something like that, but I've got Yugoslavian. It's Yugoslavian. I've got an original Yugoslavian die-sub sets, OG cherry sets as well. Some pretty old stuff. That's like there's more windows or doors in the world level counting. Yeah, doors or wheels I think was the best one I was asked. Laserman says, how long do you think mech vendors have time left before keyboards like this when you're building over on Amazon, making this business non-viable? Lucky 65 is already on AliExpress before the group buy ended. Like the thing is, I think this the way this hobby is going to go, realistically, is that there are going to be two types of products on the market. There's going to be the race to the bottom kind of stuff, like this, like the Lucky 65. Boards that are mass marketed and mass appeal and cheap. And at the same time, there's then going to be a set of boards that are seen as the kind of upper echelon of boards. So people like Heine and James at AKB and the Keycut guys and all of that kind of stuff. There's going to be its own kind of thing. And I suspect what's going to happen is that vendors will trim down numbers massively because we won't be able to support such a huge number of vendors in a community. Just check which ones I'm using here. I'm just literally just checking which hotspot sockets I'm using and which way around I need to be. And what'll happen then, realistically, is that the vendors will sell those products and they'll still be sought after because they'll be low demand but high priced products. That still exists in most hobbies. You look at knives and you can buy 1,001 knives on Amazon, but you can still buy high end everyday carry knives from multiple different vendors worldwide. So I think that's the ultimate route it'll go to. The trick there is growing the market for the vendors to make sure that there are more people who are into custom keyboards than aren't and who wouldn't like a custom keyboard. So yeah, I suspect that's what it's going to be like. Being at work in Belfast the day of the vote was weird. Yeah, it was crazy. It was very close, yes, and only 50% of the population actually voted, so a quarter of the population made Brexit happen. Yep. Only happened due to uninformed voters. Yep, I fully agree. It was a difficult situation all round. I remember being at work and being absolutely stunned when it happened. It was a long time ago now, though. Okay. One more switch to go. I think this goes in this one. I think this one goes upside down. I think. We'll soon find out. There we go. Okay, that's all of the switches installed. Let's pop this in the case. We're going to go for top mount. Home Alone House was on the market. Yeah, I did see that. That's probably what made me think about it. I can't afford it. Cone feed and red IU plates. Yeah, it's a great board. Do you have a unicorn? And what's your favorite 60%? I don't. And JO2. Not so much a question, I suppose, but a suggestion that you had brought up earlier. Would you consider a mascot avatar for the chatbot on the PT site to make it feel more unique instead of a stock photo? Yeah, so it's just in test in Krebby. So what we're looking at is I'm trying to find a way. Like, I spend somewhere in the region of 30 hours a week just responding to customer emails, and a lot of those, LexiFem, thank you so much for the follow. A lot of those could be handled by the chatbot. Like, when we've seen the numbers drop by about 75% just by having that chatbot in place. But it's still just in test. We're trying to slowly configure what the chatbot can and can't do. People do try and break it and try and get it to do stupid things like the math homework or whatever. So it's slowly going through a process of trying to make sure that we've got that under control. So it's technically just in beta access almost at the minute. Once we finally decide if we're keeping it or getting rid, and we're probably going to keep it, then we'll make a decision about what logo is going to have. But yes, it will have the PT mascot, which is well, I showed it on stream the other day. It's Ozzy the Octopus. We've had it as a mascot for 4 years now. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the ultimate plan. Right, let's pop the plate in. And then, wait, do we need to put those little rubber feet in? Oh, okay, I see. So I think what we need to do is we actually need to pop the screws through the plate and pop the little rubber O-rings. And let me show you what I mean here. So the screw goes from the bottom through these little tabs on the plate and then into the case. But before it gets to the case, it should have a little tiny O-ring set on top. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the switch in screw in place through the plate, and then we're going to put the O-ring on top and wedge that on there, so that when we screw it up like so, it's going to hold in place. The thing about the keyboard market from the question earlier on as well, like when the boards do start going on Amazon and places like that, and you know, there's the market becomes more mainstream. The market itself will tell us whether there's a space for vendors or not. If people aren't buying from vendors, then they don't want the vendors to be there. And I don't mean like that individually, where people don't like a vendor for whatever reason, but they are basically determining what the market looks like, right? Because that's what forms the market. Spending habits and spending patterns form the market and the basis for it. So ultimately, if people choose to not shop with the local vendors and just shop on Amazon for stuff, that will tell the vendors that they're not needed. They're not part of the future of custom mechanical keyboards. Conversely, you know, some small boutiques may remain open, even in that kind of scenario. So it really just does depend. It really just depends. And we'll have to see how that pans out. Remember when Rama was high end? I remember that too. You think hobby is not yet saturated? Saturated is an interesting choice of word. I think that the hobby is saturated in some elements, but not in all elements. I think in terms of certain products like switches, 100%. Keycaps, probably so. Keyboards, high end, no. Budget end, it's getting more and more saturated every day because more and more products are coming out. Ultimately, it's going to come to a point where a lot of people start to invest in products that then just don't make money and don't sell, and that'll cause a bit of a boom and a pop and a bubble to burst, and when that happens, the community will do whatever it decides to do. It's impossible to say how it's going to go, but I have some suspicions. One more pandemic is all a hobby needs. Maybe. Apart from coffee and keyboards and watches and knives, what are your favourite things to geek over? Cars. I love cars. We all sacked off the rest of the day and went to the pub. Nice. As a non-UK citizen, I remember being back in my home country like, wait, logically that surely doesn't make sense, and then realised I was coming to the UK to study when it came into effect. Yep. You have to show me this octopus. Yeah, remind me at the end of the stream and I'll show you the octopus. He's the one in the original coffee log from before. He is, yeah. You need an octopus plushie from behind. I do have an octopus plushie. It's not Aussie, but I do have one somewhere lying around the workshop. I don't know where he is. A live octopus tank? No. No, the real ones would terrify me. I feel like the loss of vendor spaces would be somewhat of a death for the hobby. You'd lose a space for so many projects made by one guy in a shed. Maybe. But the hobby has seen so much growth in such a short period of time, and ultimately, saturation comes down to too many people trying to do the same thing, right? So it's really a case of just waiting and seeing how it goes. And there's very little else you can do in these situations. It gets seen in most hobbies from time to time. So we're just going sort of diametrically opposed here as you screw the top plate down and into the keyboard. And I'm just going until it's finger tight. I'm not going overly tight. I'm just going finger tight on the screws, just until it starts to bite into those little rubber wedges that we've used. Not if 100% ISO keyboards out there. Maybe. People just buy lost bottom end and save for the more special boards. Maybe. Maybe may have doodled an octopus quick. Thanks for the inspiration. No worries, man. Send me an image. I'd love to check it out. Did we find a place for your Keymax keycaps yet? Yeah, I do, but it's not something I'm ready to share yet. Prototype is in progress. Sipulot, thank you so much for the raid, man. I appreciate it. And welcome all Sipulot's viewers. We're building a HiexaKey 65% today. Alice says, my question of the stream is, from your perspective as a keyboard business owner, what is the trend that will take off the most in the next year and the fad that will die in the next year? What is the trend that will take over in the next year? I think we're going to see more alternatives for how switches interact with the keyboard space. Instead of it being mechanical actuation, I think that means in terms of Topra and HE style boards, I think that's going to grow massively in the next year. And companies like Wooting, have been doing it for a while, but I think there's going to be a massive growth area for those. What is the fad that will die off in the next year? I pray that it's vendors failing. I pray that vendors stop failing. I pray that that's what it is. I hope to see more Topra. Well, the man's here himself. Sipulot has just raided EC alt kits. Absolutely. I've got to chat with Sipulot this week to talk about it. We were supposed to catch up on Friday and we didn't, sadly, which is my fault. But more EC electric capacitive boards. I think there's more HE options as well, so Hall effect type stuff, magnetic reed switches and things. A lot of old technology that's been around since the 70s that's coming back in some respects. Okay, so the board is now built. It's all screwed together. Time to pop it fully together and click it into the case. And there we go. We have built one Hexa V65. Looks pretty good. That polished stainless steel weight, brushed stainless steel weight, sorry. Looks really good. Time to pop some feet on here. And then it will be time to put some keycaps on the board. Posted a little Octodoodle in the SPC. Nice, thank you, man. I think I'm going to go with the white feet for this. I mean, we get plenty of feet here. We get some spares, so I think we're going to go with the white feet. Because we don't often put white feet on keyboards. And so far, I have to say, I am very pleasantly surprised by this build. It's gone easily, it's worked well, the quality's good, the price point is unbelievably low. The feet are probably the worst part about the build in total. I'm not a huge fan of these feet. They're not very well made, but other than that, it's a small sticking point because you get plenty of extras anyway. And there we go. Looking pretty good. Right, let's clear up some of these screws and bits and pieces. Small sticky point. You got the pun. With all these ball catchers and pogo pins for the PC building, a keyboard has come effortless. It has, and I do feel like that's a bit of a skill loss, but you know, it's a fair comment, and it makes things easier for people just joining the hobby as well. So I'm pretty comfortable with it. Right, okay. Now, guys, you get to choose which type of keycaps or which keycaps we're going to put on here. So let me create a new poll. Let's give you guys some choices. The first choice is going to be the key set we opened earlier on today. GMK Retro Muted. That's option number 1. Option number 2. Something a little bit left field. I didn't know what color keyboard I had, so when I prepared these sets, I just picked some random ones. GMK Maroon. The third option, GMK DMG. Fourth option, GMK Nightshade, which you can get 5% off on stream. Don't forget that. And the final option is GMK Serica. This is the R2 version of the kit. Okay, poll is now live. Feel free to drop your vote in, guys, with which keycap set you'd like to see on the keyboard today. That should look good in the silver. Ready to rig. There's quite a few choices today on the keycap side. I think if I was going to pick personally, I would pick Retro Muted of those 5 personally, because that's kind of my aesthetic. But you guys pick what you think. Yeah, I had no idea which keyboard I'd got or what color it was in until I opened it up when you guys were watching. So, yeah. I'm gonna have a look for this. The ISO PT Octopus. That's pretty cool, man. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna share this with the stream. So who was it? Was it Ink? Yeah, Ink Rabbit. Just made this. Let me share this with you guys. How cool is he? That's super cool, man. That's such a cool design. Little ISO shaped head there. Big fan of that. Big fan of that. No cursed option this week. Maroon would pop, yeah. Prince Skipper Skipple says, do you think PCB standardization would benefit the hobby? In essence, a readily available PCB platform for new products to be based around, rather than having so many different PCBs of different sizes, etc. I always thought that it was a shame that PCBs are often only usable in one case of frame. So there's two elements to this. There's the fact that a lot of custom keyboards are custom, and that means that they need something that's not off the shelf. That defeats the purpose for it. A lot of these keyboards that you see here, the reason why they can price them so cheap is because the PCB designers are just some random person, generally in China, who earns next to nothing and just designs PCBs for a living. A lot of things in, the hobby when it comes to high-end boards, you're paying $10, $12, $15 per PCB to the designer as a royalty. So that adds on to the cost and the price. And if you're making, 1,000 keyboards or 100 keyboards or whatever it is, that's quite a significant chunk of cost that then goes to the PCB designer for their PCB design. So there's two sides to this. There's supporting the artisan makers who are, and I call artisans not just for keycap artisans, but people who are making artisanal products, such as Sipula, who's just raided with his EC PCBs, or Yanka, who makes his other PCBs, or, Josh, who works for us and designs cases and stuff like that. You've got to weigh up their value to the hobby, and should they be paid a royalty, and is that fair, and what does all that do to the price as well, because that increases the price, but people should be able to be paid a fair amount for their work. So yeah, if you just had standardized ones out there that no one owned the rights to, it would probably be adopted very quickly, like the AIO3 and Co. daughter boards were, the unified daughter boards were. But at the same time, you're also going to be taking away a lot of people's livelihoods who design PCBs for a living or to supplement their incomes or whatever. And you're also then going to see a lot of designs will be constrained about PCBs that are out there, rather than taking risks and doing something new that needs a custom PCB. For example, if there was just stock PCBs out there, maybe I wouldn't have the drive to make the JO3, which is kind of like a really custom 1800 style layout. Because there's no PCB that it fits, or we would constrain designs based around what the PCB supported. And you would see a lot fewer designs because you would see people just conforming to what those ideals were. So yeah, the ISO shape works well for the octopus head. It does, yeah, it works really well. People are free to develop boards around Heine PCBs. Yeah. Or the PT80 or the PT60 as well. They're all, available for people to order for, production runs or whatever as well. So yeah, it really depends. I'm a big fan of weird boards. I love some of the weird 40 stuff that comes out. And like that giant ISO keyboard that came out over the weekend. The weekend. That I think... I can't remember the name of the guy behind it. Forgotten. It's slipped out of my head. But yeah, Pat was involved. But was it Elias, I think, or something like that? Or Elia or something? I can't remember. Yeah. So I think constraints like that are probably not good for creativity, but they might be good for cost. So it depends on what you value more. Good question though. Good question. Prince Skipper Skipple. I'm probably saying that wrong. It's probably more Prince Kippers Kipple rather than Prince Skipper Kipple. But yeah. Okay, GMK Maroon has won the vote, so that's what we're going to go with today. You all chose wrong. It should have been Muted Retro, but hey, it is what it is. Let's zoom the camera in, and we'll put the keycaps on the board, and we'll see how it sounds. And then we'll play some marbles for some GMK, and then we've also got some POG opening to do as well. So I think this has ISO, but not UK ISO, if I remember rightly. But let's see. Don't need any big shift keys. Okay, the colour choice does really work actually on this board. It does work well, so I'll give you guys that one. Spent a lot on that maroon. Incredible. Lysol, thank you so much for the follow, man. I thoroughly appreciate that. Let's go accent ISO, because why not? No, Prince Skipple is correct. It's from The Simpsons. Ralph's struggling to say Principal Skinner. Got you. Okay. Maroon is a choice. Yeah. The Omega ISO is a real board, and Pat has been trying to make it real for over a year. Yeah, it wasn't Pat, but someone did reach out to me ages ago and ask if I could get GMK to make the ISO enters for it. And I did ask GMK, and they said no, basically. Y-U-I-O-P. Oh, okay. Had to think about that one for a second. Okay, so we have terminal ISO by the looks of it. Oh man, we're gonna have to put the send key on there. Send it. Let's put print screen up at the top. Wait, what's going on with that end? That key. That backspace key. What's going on with this? There we go. They do go with the switches. Yeah. What do you consider is the best and worst of British society? Oh man, I don't even know. What's the best of British society? I mean, what does that even mean, Rue? That's like a question that just doesn't. I don't know. That means so many things to so many different people. I don't even know how to answer that. The best thing about British society. We're eternally hopeful and optimistic, I think. That's probably what I would say about that. The worst part, just how negative people can be. Just how people don't consider other people's opinions and thoughts. They just very much out for themselves. And that's not just endemic to the UK. I think that's just endemic to the human race these days. Yeah, I'd probably say those things. Could have bought them all in the tick group by ISO Legend. Yeah, maybe, but I didn't want to fund it because it was going to cost a lot. Weird boards are basically my thing as well. Normally, everything else is abnormal. Yeah. Pub food and Jeremy Kyle show. Pickled onions is the best. Cricket. Wait, what? We did rank second in last in the global mental health survey. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone at some point in their life struggles with mental health issues, and it usually hits people when they're least expecting it. And I don't really talk about it, but I've had my own issues on that kind of stuff. And a lot of it has been brought around by actions of other people. So, yeah, I can completely understand that. I think the weirdest board I own is my cuticle. Got to get a Bruce. I don't think I've seen either of those. The Bruce seems to ring a bell actually in my head. You get nervous that you don't have all the keycaps here because I'm starting to run out of keycaps and there's still quite a few gaps on the board. Perhaps we're going to be alright. There we go. How can I convince you to come to Spain for the meetup in October? Dude, if I can be there, I will be. It depends on when it is in October. I have a trip planned to go to America in October, so as long as it doesn't coincide with that, I'll try. If Mechanicon wasn't on the same day as the MK UK meetup, I would have gone to that as well. Do you have a maroon enter key? I think that would look awesome. It does have a maroon enter key with it, I think. I just picked the accent ISO enter rather than the maroon one. There's the maroon one, look. You could change it. I just preferred the accent one for this particular build. If you want to see the other one, we can change it over. Do you have a... Yeah, I love British humour. Maybe. Hola, a tu modo de ver, I cannot speak Spanish. Or in other words, hi Jay, from your point of view, do you think it's useful to learn a language other than English? For example, I'm speaking in Spanish now. So, I think it is, and one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't learn another language. I can understand passable French, like I could get by in France, but I can't really speak it very well. My wife speaks fluent Spanish, so... like she's really good at that. I'm not. I'll never be a polyglot, but it's one thing I wish I was good at. We have a meetup in Helsinki next weekend. Nice. Might get to show my SPCGO too. Nice, yeah. I have 10 years of mental health experience, and when I was working out in AZ, there was a lady that came to our facility to learn from the US mental health system. She stated that the UK is about 20 years behind the US for mental health, and she was trying to learn change that, but that was 10 years ago. So, the issue in the UK is that some things are available for mental health and some things aren't. Like anywhere in the world, if you want to pay for your medical support, you can get whatever support you need. And there are therapists out there that will charge you a session rate or whatever you want to call it, or an hourly rate and stuff. And when I've done therapy in the past, that's how I've done it. I haven't used our health service for it because the weight on the health service is quite substantial. For most things, it's fine, and you don't have to worry about like health costs at all. Mental health is a little bit behind. I think the facilities are there, but only if you're willing to pay for it. I've had some really good therapy sessions over the years, and it's absolutely there if you can pay for it. But if you can't afford it, which a lot of people who are struggling with mental health can't afford to pay for it, and I'm not as lucky as I am in that respect, it makes it difficult. So yeah. Also, I remember on another stream you mentioned you have a one-of-one set of caps. Could we see that? I was intrigued by it at the time, but I forgot to see it. Yeah, it's I think I put it away. So this is some of the keycaps on it. This is a one-of-one set made by a guy called Keymax. He hand makes these double shot keycaps in his own garage. This is, whilst there are other Keymax sets out there, I've got one of the keyboards in the drawer here. This is the only UK ISO Keymax set, one of one with a stepped enter. It wasn't built for this board. I just put it on this board to test it out, so I don't have all the keys for this board. It was actually made for a prototype that I've got coming soon. So yeah, Keymax keycaps are amazing. They're just very, very expensive. So yeah, okay, right. Let's see how she looks and sounds. So this is the board. To be honest, for something that costs as little as this does, that looks pretty fucking good, right? Excuse my French. I've been swearing a lot today, and I don't mean to. It looks really, really good. Should we see how it sounds? Let's pause the music. Okay, let's see how the board sounds. It's a bit of a clacky build, right? But I mean, these are ethereal pandas. These are completely stock switches, so they haven't been lubed or tuned or anything. And the case has quite a bit of ping for it. I think it needs like almost like a force break mod, which you can't really do with the connector type here. Maybe this is where the price lets it down a little bit. I think for the price, it's still a bargain, and you could probably spend some time tuning this to get it to sound better. But it needs some sort of force break mod because there is a little bit of ping there, and it is clacky. It doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound fantastic either. Would taping the PCB help? So there's a lot of foam in this. Like there is foams everywhere in this. So let's see if I can get the board apart again. Okay, maybe we found the second issue that it doesn't want to come apart now, and I can't push the plate in the PCB down because it's screwed into the top case, and now I can't get the board apart because the ball catch system is too tight. Okay, here we go. POM plate not the best, maybe. Think you woke up the neighbors? Yeah. Oh, there we go. It kind of has a force break mod built in, but not totally. Come on, there we go. So this board has foam here on the bottom of the PCB, which effectively does the same job as taping. It has foam in between the plate and the PCB, and it has a PE sheet as well, and yet it still sounds like that. I think what the issue is here is, actually I'm tempted to take this plastic sheet out and see if it sounds any different without that in, but I think that despite having these rubber bump-ons here, the metal is still connecting the two parts here with these catches, and that's what's transmitting the pingy sound. I think what you'd have to do is you'd have to sit these ball catches on a gasket almost to try and reduce that sound, and I don't think it has anything in place. Let's see if that changes the sound at all, taking that piece of... Let's see if that changes the sound at all, taking that piece of plastic out. It's still pingy. It's still pingy. I think, yeah, I suspect that the ping is caused by needing a force break mod and the ball catch system not reducing it. Now, I think what you have to bear in mind is that keyboards at this price point aren't designed with sound in mind. It's not like a TGR or, you know, anything else, or a JR2 or whatever that's designed with sound in mind and has thought put into how the sound propagates through. Don't use ball catch with top mount. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe if I built it in some other way, it wouldn't have that ping. POM plate not the best. I think POM plate's fine. Little tape around the screws. Yeah, I think if you didn't build this top mount, I think if you built it with the PCB gasket mount, you'd probably eliminate a lot of it. The switch is definitely lubing. Yeah, I mean, the Ethereal Pandas were just you know, stock. They are long pole. Yeah, they are long pole. These are stock. These are just spare stock that we had laying around. These have not been lubed or tuned in any way. So that probably doesn't help. So we're not giving it the best of starts here, but I think it doesn't sound bad. Just getting rid of that ping is what you need to do. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Something to try to mod. More fun for the price. Absolutely, that's a great way of looking at it. Pommy's got it. I'll die on that hill. The Neo is designed with sound in mind. Yeah, so but this is cheaper than the Neo by like a factor of 40%. So bear that in mind. Can you try to tune how tight the balls are? You can. Like, I don't want to take this apart again because it was really annoyingly difficult to take apart. Jeez, like, I think they are really tight as well. So, but I suspect that that's where the transmission of sound is coming through. I don't think I can get it apart again very easily. I could do with like some rubber gloves or something just to give me more tensile grip. Yeah, interesting. And if you'd gone for PCB mount, you could just pop the top off by pushing down on the plate in PCB assembly. Of course, you can't do that when you've done it top mount. For the price, it's worth a bit of time to tune. Absolutely, yeah. Design flaw, ball catch, not good for top mount. Keep signs, yeah. Some good science right there. Use them big muscles, Jay. I have like the weediest arms you've ever seen on a guy. Like I have really, really weedy arms. Hold on. I don't have much muscle mass in my arms. They're pretty weedy. Yeah, I do not have much definition or tone or muscle in my arms. So no, I've got weedy arms. I'm very, very weedy. Drop test. It drops. Taste test. No, we don't do taste tests. Is working in the warehouse not a daily workout? Yeah, like physically I'm probably fitter than I've been for a long time. But like when I was in my early 20s, like 18 to 20, I was in the gym 6 days a week. I was eating nothing but broccoli and chicken. I was shredded at the time. I have a picture somewhere on my phone. I don't want to share all my pictures, but I will try and show you the picture. Let's see if I can find a picture. No. I'm just trying to search for keywords that might find it. No. Let's see what we can do. I might be able to find a picture. I only have a couple of pictures from that sort of age anyway. But I used to be in good shape, let's put it that way. I am not in that shape anymore. I'm really struggling to find it. Yeah, I'm really struggling to find it. Why can I not find this? Why would the search not find it anyway? Oh, there you go. So this is me when I was about 18, I want to say 19 years old. There you go. That's all you're getting. So I apart from then, I'm probably the fittest now I've ever been, but I'm quite significantly different in terms of body shape now. So yeah. Personal trainer? God, no. I'm not jacked. No. I'm fat and not jacked. I used to have shoulder hair length when I was 16, 17, but I have no pictures from then. So when I got to about 25-ish, I had quite long hair. It was down past my shoulders, and that all got cut off when I was about 28, I think. Teasers mega ched. Yeah, I was. The thing is, back then, although I was physically fit, I was in great shape to look at, but I wasn't particularly healthy. I'd do stupid things like not drink water for 2 days just to look better, and it's not good for your body. It really isn't. It really isn't. So I'm much more comfortable now. One of the things I do have that I'm really, really self-conscious about is I have a lot of kind of like stretch marks on my arms from when I used to not bodybuild, but like you can see them here if in just in the shadow under here. Because I used to be at the gym a lot and my arms used to be a lot bigger than what they are now. So I'm very, very, very conscious of those, and I tend to always wear a t-shirt because of it. So yeah. Jada's Fitness. No, I couldn't do it anymore. I was in the gym so much back then. I hate it now. I don't go anymore. So yeah. You were fat in all the right places and jacked in all the right places. No. When you're mistaken for an albino walrus at the beach and have Greenpeace trying to drag you back with a net like me, dude, you have such a way with words. I am tubby. I am overweight to say the least. So yeah. Okay, so. Next up anyway, we've built the keyboard now. Next job is to do the POG part of the stream, and that is open up a packet of POGs. I think this... Wait, before I do that, let me summarize the board. How do I think about the Hexa V60? For the price, I think this is a bargain. I think it needs a little bit of work, a little bit of tuning. The quality and the fit and the finish, it's as good as anything else on the market in that price range and better. I'd take this over some of the other budget things out there, I think. It does need some work, though. You will need to spend some time tuning it if you use top mount. I suspect other mounts might be different. So, yeah. There we go. That's my overall view. Would I buy one personally? I'm probably going to buy a set just to see what they're like. Like, if you can get all of those keyboards for $329, I don't know what that's going to be UK price yet because of VAT and taxes, but let's say it's 350 quid. It's a bit of a bargain. Anyway. Right, okay, so... It is time to open some POGs on stream and see if we can complete the collection. Well, we're not going to complete it today. For those that you don't know, we have a little card, and each week we are opening a packet of POGs, and we're crossing off the ones we get, and the aim is to try and get from one full retail box all 60 and all 10 slammers. So far, we have a few that we've got that are okay, and we have a couple that are duplicates. Including the Slammer. The Slammer was a duplicate, so we have a few duplicates. Ultimately, the duplicates will end up in packages for SPC orders, so that's Twitch subscriber orders. But let's see if we can open up a packet today and have a good chance at some new bits and pieces. So guys, left, middle or right? L, M or R in chat, whether you want me to open left, middle or right, and we will see if we can get any more POGs today. I have actually started laser cutting the big sheet that these are all going to fit into as well, so we'll start to have a look at that next week. So L, M or R, and let me know which you want me to see me open. No, we're only opening one packet a week on stream. That's it. LFG POG time. How's the progress on your POG holder? Yeah, so I've actually cut it on the laser cutter. It needs 3 passes because it's made out of cork. I've done 2 passes. I'm going to do 1 more pass tomorrow and it should cut it out fully. And then I can paste the 2 parts together and get a frame ready for it as well. So yeah. This is $299, right? Lysol, it's $299 for 4 keyboards. Well, 3 keyboards and a numpad, but yeah. Stretch marks for the win. Yeah, I'm very, very self-conscious about them. Body positivity isn't just for women. I rarely go out without wearing a jumper. Like, I'll wear shorts every day of the week because I have quite muscular legs from when I used to play rugby when I was younger and play ice hockey as well. But like, I struggle to go outside wearing a t-shirt and be seen just wearing a t-shirt because I'm very self-conscious. Too many people call me fat in my real life, so I think it makes me very conscious of it. But that's just one of those things. That's not bad, to be honest. Lysol, it's ridiculously cheap. It's ridiculously cheap. It's too cheap. It's almost impossible to produce them for that price. So yeah. Right, let's see. R, R, M, R, M, 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 R, M for meow, M, 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 L. I think there's more R's. I'm going to go for R's. So let's pick the right packet. These 2 packets go back in the box. We'll open up another packet on stream next week. Let's see what we get this time. Stage R or rigged. R for rigged. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we don't need the... what's that here? We do have a new slammer. We have the GPA slammer. the Global Pog Association Slammer number 7, series 1 of 7. So there we go. That's a new slammer. We now have 2 slammers. Let's take a look at the keycaps and see if we've got anything new. The first one we have is this bad boy here. He looks a bit mean with his pipe. That's number 55. Neighbor Rudy. That's a new one, 55. Let's cross that off. The cap's called Hubcap. So that is a new one. Next up, we have number 14. I kind of like the whole Pog knuckle duster. That's pretty cool. Number 14 is a new one. He's called Pimp. Yep, you heard me right. Next up, we have 31. Kiss My Pog. I don't know what that means. What do you think that means? Chat, tell me what you think Kiss My Pog is. What do you think Kiss My Pog means? I need answers. That's number 31. Oh, we've already got that. That's a duplicate. There we go. Next up, we've got Slick, number 49. He's a cool dude. That's new. And then finally, we have number 29, Pogmania. So there you go. Which is also a new one. That's not too bad. Just one duplicate in that whole packet. We're getting close. We're doing well there. I think that's pretty good. As I say, for next week I'll have the frame cut out, and we'll be able to start putting these in the frame in the correct numbered order, which will be quite fun. Yeah, so these Pogs are actually from the 2005 Series 1, which sounds like it wasn't too long ago, but it's nearly 20 years ago now. These aren't from the 1990s Pogs, which did have much thinner slammers and not thick slammers like this. They had much thinner slammers that were actually slightly larger than the Pogs. These ones are thicker and slightly smaller, so yeah, it's fun. Time for a keyboard with a Pog slot instead of a fixed badge? Maybe. If you would like to be the change that you want to see, you can do that. Need retro walkers for some Tazos after this? Well, let's get through the whole Pog scenario first, and then we can consider Tazos. Maybe we'll do that. Misspelled Pug? Yeah. Kiss My Pog is like when people have someone else blow on their dice before rolling. I got you. That makes sense. Those characters look right out of American Dragon. Jake Long, love it. Nice. Pink Obese Gazelle. Don't remind me, 2005 was 19 years ago. Yep. Typographer. Oh, dude, I love it. That's so clever. Like Christ on a bike. Kiss my Pog. Yeah. Still baffled that there are adults born post 2000 who can legally drink. Absolutely. Imagine seeing this Pog thing for the first time ever. Laserman. So these are what's called milk caps. And back in the 1990s, they were really, really popular here in primary schools. And probably secondary schools, but I was too young in the 90s. I was in like year 4 or 5 when these came out in like the school year. And the idea was that you would collect these pieces of cardboard that have like logos on them. And they have like shiny foil backs and stuff like that. And the idea was that you would stack them up and then you would slam them with the plastic slammer. In fact, I'll show you. So what you would do is let's say there were 2 players. You'd each put in like 2 or 3 of these Pogs, and you would put them like this in a pile, and you put them face down, and then you take turns to slam them. And the idea would be, I don't want to like do it and knock them everywhere, but the idea would be that you take turns to slam them and try and flip them over. And if you managed to flip them over, they went to your pile. Of course, I didn't flip any of them over then, but such is life. So yeah, and then you could trade them or win them and lose them and stuff like that. There was all sorts of different variations on it, and there was a lot of different Pogs made in different themes, some made from movies and TV shows around at the time as well. So it was kind of like a very, very cool thing. It's GMK Maroon, not Villanelle. Pog tournament at the UK meetup. You bring your Pogs and I'll fight you, man. Yeah, 100%. And there was never any fights. No, there was. I remember getting into a lot of little scuffles at school about them. Yeah, but Pogs were cool, man. Pogs were really cool. So yeah. So that is the history of Pogs for you, very, very briefly. Right, okay, now it's time to load up Steam and play marbles for some GMK keycaps, because we did hit our sub goal of 230 subs by the end of the stream. Next week it'll be 250, so we'll see where we get to. So I'm going to load up... I almost clicked on Destiny 2 then. I'm going to load up marbles on the stream. And if I flick to games, you should be able to see it. Oh no, why has it done that? Oh, hold on. I need to change the settings on this. Yeah, I want it in window mode. Why can't I? I want it on window. Right, it's on windowed mode. Okay. Apply. There we go. You should be able to see enough now that we can play marbles. Right, okay. Let's do a race, and whoever wins the race, we'll do a community map. We'll do quite a long one. We'll win a free GMK set that we'll ship out to you this week. I'm going to pick something with a really low elimination rate, but a really long time to play. So let's sort it by time. Let's pick something around the 6-minute mark with a really low percentage, like lower than 30%. So something around here. I don't want to do race. 28%, 5 minutes 44. This is the race we're going to do today. Okay, so if you want to be in this one, all you have to do is put into chat !play, and it'll put you into the chat. I spent the stream doodling octopuses. Nice. What is the sale right now? Prototype is. So you can get 50% off any artisan. You can check in the pins. It's the pin comment. 50% off any in-stock artisan. There's a link to it, and you can use code STREAMINGARTISAN at checkout, and that will work until we finish streaming today. But this is marbles to win a free set of GMK. All you need to do is to !play to get into the race here. !play, and whoever wins the race will send you a free GMK set. It's going to be one of the ones that we've used to provide a customer replacement key, and then had the replacement key provided back from GMK. So it will be opened, it won't be sealed, but it will be complete. It will be unused as well. You don't know what you're going to get. It's just going to turn up randomly at your address. We'll cover shipping. We'll cover the cost of the set. You may have to pay import duties depending on where you are. We can't pay those for gifts, unfortunately. So yeah, that's all there is to it. But yeah, here is the track that we're going to race on today. It looks like it gets quite convoluted and quite long. So I'm going to hit start. You've got 20 seconds to join. !play if you want to be in it. We've got 97 people in here. 98 people and 172 viewers. You've got 10 seconds, sorry. There we go, away. Right, okay, it is too late if you wanted to join, but the race is still on. Impossible to tell who's in the lead, but it looks like ProShip might have it, but it all depends on the line down into the scoop here. So let's see who's going to make it through. Sorov maybe just in the lead here. Captain Reed is coming through there as well. 3D Keycap is in the lead. Mr. Robot is right at the very back there by the looks of things, with Ink Rabbit as well. Despite all his drawings, he's somewhere towards the back. I'm in there right in the middle. I can see my pink and purpley name. Thudicus is first through and out of the trap there. Let's see if that plays out into the next series of obstacles, because you've got to go into this ring and then fall into the thing at the end. Saberclass has died, so has Snicket. Poor guys, you're out of the race here. No free GMK for you. Same for Cream Pudding, Laserman, and Clownfish. No free GMK for you guys either. Godzilla Waddle is now taking the lead, but they're all got stuck at the entrance to this loop. Beanaphone, I can't really see who else are there, but Beepaphone looks like they're in the lead now. Still a lot to play for, because there's a whole second side of the map that we've got to go to yet. So I think we're going to whiz up here, because this is where I think you're going to end up teleporting to, maybe. I don't really know. Oh, it looks like you can teleport up here, actually. So let's see who's the first through. We're going to wait. We'll look down and see. Looks like Beepaphone is probably just in the lead, but it's very, very slow. Everyone's now into that slow-moving ring. So it's all about space and time now. We'll see who makes it through. I'm really, really keen to see who comes through the portal first. Looks like it's going to be Beepaphone. Maybe whoever's in that first slot with Beepaphone. Zacharyzak maybe Oh, it's all changing. Turin Bowl, Thudicus, Drew's Nimble. It's impossible to tell who's at the front, but everyone's coming through now. Ben XNB is through with Beeperphone and Zakirizak as well, coming through as they file down into the Plinko Plonko machine. Jellymaster's there as well. He's in contention. So is Toist as well. Fred Silosaurus X as well is also in contention. A lot of people coming down now. Alvi, Anarchy, loads of people making it across. Still a lot of people in the first half of the map though, but there's a lot still to play for. Drew's now in the lead, taking quite a big lead over everybody else. Coming down the Spiral Springs. Still a long way to go though. He's right at the back of this section. People coming down on this far side, such as Beeperphone, might make it down quicker because they've got much less distance to travel overall. But it all depends on speed as they come down this slalom effect as well. So Drew's is definitely in the lead. Only takes one obstacle to slow him down though. Beeperphone maybe second. Toist, yeah, Beeperphone, Rioro, Ben, Acerb, and Toist are there as well. So all still to play for, but Beeperphone does have second place here. Acerb has fallen off the map, but fallen in, and so lucky has come through in the lead by taking a small tumble off the map there. I'm not sure if we class that as cheating, but hey, it's not in the rules, so let's assume they're going to win. Acerb through the next loop before anyone else gets there as well, straight through and down the spiral staircase. They've got the long chicane of steps to go though to make up. Lots of people making it through though now. Not so many deaths at the minute, but Anonymous Biker has just passed away. Geeky Ed's there coming through too. Lots of people in the loop there. I'm in the loop as well. There's my thing going up and over rather than down and through. Might just have made it through in the end. Acerb still has quite a bit of a lead, but Croup the Snoop is on the backbone here, all the way coming through as well. Toyston, Anarchy, and a few others are here just as well. I'm racing down this spiral staircase, catching up. Varja and Alvi there. Lots of people towards the back as well. Smoked Out, it looks to be stuck. Maybe not moving. Acerb has made it through the next obstacle though, and they're now about to go up the loop and round into the last series of obstacles. So there is a bit of a ramp and a bit of a shootout here. Possibility of death over the speed bumps. Can they stay on the track? They can stay on the track, but there's a blocker coming up. Are they going to get stuck? No, they skipped the blocker and straight into one of the last obstacles here. They're into the Ball of Doom. Anyone else going to make it into the ball here? Doesn't look likely at the minute. Conan has died. Captain Reed's coming through to catch up. Oh, lots of people going to be in the Ball of Death though, so it all depends on who comes out first. But there's blockers here as well, so it may be that they get stuck as they come out. Whoever comes out first might get stuck here. There's no guarantees. It looks like Acerb is going to be the first out though. Ink Rabbit is down, so is Front Runner. Let's see who comes through here. This could be interesting. Lots of people making it through there. JK UK and me here. Oh, am I going to steal the lead from JK UK? No, I'm not. I thought I was going to, but Rioa, Noop the Snoop has taken the lead. Storzas is coming through as well. Rioa right into the spiral tunnel now. Let's see how it pans as we go through here. Lots of obstacles inside. Storzas straight through. No obstacles there for him. He's all the way through. Matt Black has passed away. Storzas now racing down towards the finish line. It could be theirs to lose. It could be. I was right at the top and I'm right at the back. It could be Croup the Snoop, though, has taken the lead and slows right down into one of the last obstacles. It looks like Croup the Snoop is going to take the win here. There's nothing left to stop them, I don't think. Oh, there's one blocker here. There's a blocker. Maybe they're going to get stuck. Maybe they're going to make it round. They make it round. Looks like Croup the Snoop. Croup the Snoop takes the win for the free GMK. Magnificent Martin looks like they're on second. Druas, who was in the lead for so long, looks like they're going to take third place unless they get hung up here in the last few slalom steps. But there we go. Magnificent Martin, Drews, Tob G, Acerb, Storsness, Captain Reed, Zacharizak, JQ, and the Void Media read out our top 10. Congratulations. Congratulations. Looks like there's a few people up at the back though. Zizora's right up at the back there with Smoked Out. Looks like they finally got going. What a race. That was really good. What a great race. Fourth, RIP. Croup the Snoop, if you could please reach out to Jellymaster, let him know your shipping name, address, phone number, and email, and we'll get your prize out to you this week. Congratulations. Fairis doing a die right at the very end there. Ogem as well, getting caught by the flames. There we go. World record as well. Croup the Snoop finished it in 4 minutes 47 seconds and takes the world record. Let's take a look at the final results here. Croup the Snoop with 4 minutes 47. 12 seconds ahead of second place. That's a huge lead in the end. Let's see who got Jellymaster, our first mod, take 30th position. I took 40th. Let's see who took 69th, just because it's funny. 69th place with Shadow Realm. Hammer Brother was our last finisher, and then here's the DNFs. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. There we go. Wow, what a race. What a race. I was so consistently top 10. Yeah, I took the lead for like a second. Super comment. Happy to be in the lead for so long. Well done, man. Well done. I hope you guys enjoy the commentary. I really enjoy doing that. Let me know if you don't like it, and I'll stop doing it. But I really enjoy doing it. Ojum had second last game. Rip. I'll drown my sorrows with the last of my liquor. Nice. Okay, so yeah, Croup the Snoop, if you reach out to us, reach out to Jellymaster with all of the details. We'll make sure to get you a GMK set shipped out this week. As I say, we'll cover shipping and the cost of the set. You might just have to pay import duties depending on where you are in the world, but it shouldn't be too expensive. The commentary is essential. Nice, I'm glad you like it. I don't know how you don't fumble your words. I do fumble them. You just don't hear it. You're not primed to hear it. The commentary is the best. Oh, thanks. I really appreciate that, guys. More exciting than the F1. Today, the F1 was not exciting. Today, the red flag on lap 1 stopped the race being exciting. It could have been a bit more exciting if that had happened, but it's always the same at Monaco. It's still a spectacle. Right, okay, so we've done pretty much everything. We've built the board today. I'm pretty impressed with it. I think it's a buy. Based on the price, I'm pretty happy with it. I think you guys picked the wrong key set. I don't think maroon was the right choice, but hey, it is what it is. We did some pogs, we did some talk, and we played some marbles and gave away some GMK sets. So there we go. Couple more Kirk wins, and my bet is looking more likely. Dude, yeah, I'm hoping you have to pay out on it. So yeah. God, that race was dull. Yeah. Yeah, there was some exciting elements, but not many. It is what it is. Right, okay, it is 11 p.m. It's now time for me to go home and get some sleep. Well, technically we won't be here at PT tomorrow because PT is theoretically closed, but I will be here because I've got a few bits and pieces I need to do, just for me personally. So I'm going to be in making the POG board as well as some other bits and pieces on the laser, and I think I've got a couple of customer keyboards to build, so I'll be doing that as well. But we'll be back properly on Tuesday because tomorrow is bank holiday here in the UK, and we'll be shipping all products out on Tuesday that you've ordered over the weekend. If anyone's ordered anything today with the discounts, we'll make sure to get those shipped out on Tuesday for you. Don't worry about that. Hopefully we'll have some more news on our latest shipment very, very soon, so watch out for that as well, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's stream. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every last one of you for being here on the stream. Always makes my night, so thank you very much for making it a great weekend. And I'll see you guys on Instagram and Discord over the rest of the week. If you do want to reach out, feel free to come and join the Discord and have a chat. Drop me a message on Instagram, whatever. Come and watch the stories. I share pretty much everything we do at PT on Insta stories. And thank you again for hitting the subs goal. We'll increase it to 250 subs next week and see if we can give away some more GMK. Right, guys, thank you so much. Take care. Have a great rest of your Sunday afternoons, Sunday evenings. I love you all. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.